Yo, Gentle, how's it? Yeah, Gentle, how's it? Please, 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 please. Keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping. Guys, let's keep tapping. Please come up as well on stage. Feel free, guys, to join on stage. Yeah, it's Yo, Kent, how's it?
Good man, and you?
I'm okay, my man. I'm okay.
Sure,
Sure,
sure.
sure. Okay, no, thank you for joining. I'm just waiting for others to join, and then we can continue. But anyway, you've seen the topic. If you
Yeah,
continue. Yeah.
yeah. I was about to read the topics when the invite popped up. So
No,
I just need a few minutes to read the topics.
that's fine. That's good. That's good. What does the Bible say? Da, 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 da.
Where are these people?
No, they're gonna join soon. They're gonna join. You know how the live is. Some of them are still thinking. I'm sure they know what we're talking about today, so they're still taking their time. Because
Mm.
yeah, we're calling people out. So yeah, let's just keep tapping and sharing, and people will join. They'll join. It's always so. We know how it is every day here.
Hey, it's been long. Do you remember me, man?
Kens, of course, I remember Kens. Oh, and there goes Slim G, Maggie. Oh, and there goes.
Hey, Mr. Isham, how's it, man?
I'm alright, my man. How's it with you?
Just chilling, Just another Friday.
Another Friday. It's been a while, bro. Where have you been, though?
Hey, me, I work. Sometimes Jewish, sometimes TikTok. I don't go so much on it. Even on these lives, I need rest.
That's good.
Sometimes they're nice, but it's too much. TikTok, sometimes for me, it's too much.
You're right.
So, how's
You're very
everyone?
right. No, we're good, man. We're good. I'm catching up. I had a bit of flu. I've been down for a couple of days, but I'm picking up.
Hey, my man, you're not the only one, man. I've been feeling sick lately as well, but I'm good now.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just catch up. I want you to read the topic, and then we can have a chat about it soon. And for now, let's just keep liking and getting more people
Good.
on.
Hmm. Question. When you say do not judge a book by its cover, like what do you mean, bro? Because that phrase, man, can mean so many things. Because I don't think people we actually understand what it means.
Sorry, I didn't get your point. Your question, Slim.
Now, I'm asking you, what do you judge a book by cover?
Yeah, I'm saying that's what we're asking today. I mean, do not judge a book by its cover. That's it. That's a common saying, right? Now, can we really apply this principle to dressing? Do you judge
Yeah,
people
but
based on how they
what does it
Sure,
mean?
dress?
I'm
sure,
asking what
sure.
does it
So,
mean?
like, it means that will you, like, with someone else dress code, uh, will you judge those people with the way they dress? Would you tell what kind of a person is that with the way they dress?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
don't want
also
to
and
get
also
too
let's say for example, if you see somebody who is wearing a suit and a tie and what you can be like, okay, this guy is responsible. And then if you see a lady who is coming up all professional looking in her suit or whatever, you're like, oh, okay, she's responsible. But then if you see the same guy dressing somehow or the lady dressing in a way where she's exposing some part of her body that you feel like are you going to all of a sudden say, ah, no, this girl is not responsible? Do you judge people based on how they dress? Or you just
Yeah,
think that nah, man, nah.
to
Whatever you wear is your problem. I just want to judge you based on who you really are. By the way, Kanya, you're welcome. And so, do you judge people like that, Slim and Ken? That's what we're saying.
sure,
thank you.
sure. You when
Yeah, but
when
that's why I
can
asked the question
can
because
I
of.
go on?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sure. Well, Mr. Ancient, when it for me, when it comes to women, uh, with the way they dress, like I judge, I judge her with the way she dresses. That would tell me a lot what type of woman she is. Just like those ones on TikTok who would expose themselves and twag and stuff like that. For me, um, I would look at them and I would go, oh, this one is she's a B word, you know. So and you know they are proud of it. So but and at the same time, there's nothing wrong with that. She just came out of the closet. She decided that she doesn't care anymore, and this is who she is. She's going to tempt men with the way she dresses and shake her booty on TikTok and stuff like that. And yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. And I will judge and say, oh, this is who she is. and she's came out of the closet. So yeah. And then with the suit, a man in the suit, no, you can't judge and say this is a responsible person, because you don't know that what type of a person that they are. You know, that thugs, criminals usually, top criminals are clean. You know, they put on those expensive suits and stuff like that. Uh, so you can't say they are innocent, they are responsible. No, and but not all. There are those who put on a suit uh, who are good people. There are those who put on a suit. When they say uh, a devil in sheep's clothing, they're just people like that. You see, so you just never know a person. You just never know a person.
So, hence why I asked this question, like, what do you mean by don't judge a book by its cover? Because I feel like there's a double meaning in this. Because, of course, in general, we do judge by cover. Because, I mean, like, there's no lie in the cover. If you want to know something about the book, you're going to look at the title. So the title might explain what's the story of the book, or you look at the context at the back, whatever. But then again, you already read the cover. You don't have to read the whole thing just to get an idea about the book, right? So if you dress a certain way and all that, I might have an idea about you, which might be true because it's how you represent yourself. So sometimes clothes, sometimes they don't lie and all that, right? Whether to say you're a good person or bad person, that's another story. But how you represent yourself is a reflection of who you are. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, just look at Zodwa Abantu. I mean, if I don't know Zodwa, maybe I'm someone from America and I see Zodwa with a dress code, dancing there. Obviously, even if I'm from America, I'll say, "Aye, this one is she's a B word." Understand? So yeah, you judge, you do judge a person by the way they
I
dress,
was
especially women. Especially women, it's easier to judge when it's a woman. It's very easy to judge.
okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm gonna let myself in there since I've been waiting for Mr. Ancient to give me the opportunity to speak, but clearly he doesn't like seeing me being a lady. So yeah. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all well. Do not judge a book by its cover. Would I judge a book by its cover? Yes, I would until proven wrong. Because at the end of the day, it's all about what you. I can't believe you are a wholesome person if you're not dressed in a wholesome manner, and I can't walk around thinking that you're a non-wholesome person if you're dressed in a wholesome way. So yes, I will judge a book by its cover until proven otherwise. So yes, you can be rude.
So look at Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. Understand? If Elon Musk was to, you don't know Elon Musk was to walk. They put. I would say they just put clothes from purple. You wouldn't say they are billionaires. Those people. You wouldn't say they're billionaires. Those people.
Actually, if you're with them in person and you see the quality of the t-shirt, you'll understand that this is not a t-shirt from
Not
Pep.
all of them. Not all of
No,
them. Some they just.
and you see it in small things. You don't just see it in the t-shirt only,
Yeah,
but
even that they were in
the
pairs.
watch that they're gonna be wearing and the shoes that they're gonna be wearing will be telling.
But those people, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musk, they don't even put on jewelry. Like
Yeah,
if you follow those
Yeah,
people,
but my friend,
they
my
don't.
guy, their clothes, most of them, they are not branded clothes, but they are designer clothes.
Mhm.
They don't just wear nje,
Exactly. It's
yangitsho.
akufani.
So
Ndiyathanda phela ukwenza kuyafana, but it's not the
it
same.
might be not Nike, but the quality of the t-shirt is not the same as Pep clothes or maybe
Yeah.
Jet. Those people they buy clothes like from the designers. Simple. They wear simple clothes, but they are actually
Sometimes even
expensive.
custom made clothes, not even they are custom made clothing items. When
Yeah.
ungabona i-track pant kuyi-track pant kuphela, but that track pant, yay,
It's
it
worth
can
a lot.
Can
probably
buy
walk
Yeah,
on
extra
but
water or
point,
sets of
something.
Adidas.
but
Another.
my point ile ukuthi as rasi, you
Mm.
understand, you wouldn't tell ukuthi these people
But
banemali.
that's what's gonna
That's
tell
my
me
point.
banemali, because and that's what's gonna tell me ukuthi banemali yangempela, because people who have a point to prove uzofaka izinto ezirasayo. A person who doesn't have a point to prove, who knows they've got it,
But
akafaki vele into erasayo. Mina
bega Floyd Mayweather.
Mm.
Floyd is a billionaire, but lo muntu ufuna ukukubonisa
But
unayo iphethe yonke but ufuna
he's
ukukubonisa ukuthi
billionaire
unayo.
but that
in
says
what
a lot
It is
about
manner?
his
correct.
character as well. That says a
It
lot.
is correct.
That already says a lot about him. That is the thing is, it doesn't,
So,
clothing just don't just speak to your bank balance.
mm.
They
Yeah.
It
also
speaks to
speak
your
to your
stature.
character and your personality and everything about you.
Mm. And
You
those
can
people,
literally tell when a person came into money by the way they clothe themselves.
yeah, the ones who there's a difference between old money and new money. The behavior of new money is
No, but
literally
yes,
destructive
how's it?
everywhere. I want you to
Mara
see
Mara, truth
platinum
is,
diamonds.
but Ken's about
Yeah,
clothes. You right. With clothes, you are right because with clothes
how's
you
it?
can tell somebody's rich.
My guy, that's an error.
It is a Slim G.
My guy, can I say
Yeah.
something, please? Can I say something? Floyd Mayweather is not a billionaire. He's a millionaire, not a billionaire.
No, he is.
No, 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 no,
He's
he's
No,
a
not.
like
billionaire.
via sponsorship,
He
like
No.
you
is.
can't
Fella,
count money.
you need to understand. Sometimes Forbes is not accurate. He's
You
a
can't
billionaire,
count
that guy.
money you don't have in your
Okay,
bank.
then Google it and tell me if it says he's a billionaire.
Okay,
When he
whether or
does
not
not
he
say.
is a billionaire,
Okay,
kusalayo
okay.
namamillion esinganawo sonke kule panel.
You-
So
yes, yes. You would never
whether
know. You would never know. Like Mr. Asian posted that up. You would never know whether I'm a millionaire or not. You would never know.
I
It doesn't mean when I'm on the panel I'm not a millionaire. You would never
Yeah,
know.
true.
You understand? You would never know until you see my bank balance.
So
Yeah,
guys,
I was
can
saying,
we
I was saying,
send,
why?
okay, send e-wallet,
Yeah, I was,
Makaveli.
you know
Makaveli,
what?
send e-wallet.
Why should I prove? Why should I?
I'm not saying prove a
Come on.
point. I'm just saying send e-wallet. Help the
No,
needy.
I'm saying like what Mr. Asian posted when he says do not judge a book by its cover. I mean, we all here on the panel debating on a panel, but you would never know my background. I would never know your background.
Bank balance
Like,
aside, send me
yeah,
e-wallet.
like he just said now. Yeah, he
send the
doesn't have.
coins, my
We're
brother?
not
Send the
millionaires here on the
coins.
panel. You understand? But
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, white people they don't like to flex. Floyd Mayweather, Floyd he's a black person. He likes to flex. He flexes a lot. But what I know, the billionaires, most of them are white people. It's very rare to get a black billionaire. You
Plus
understand?
minus 5. Mhm.
Yes, like Jay-Z, for example. Jay-Z has more money than Floyd, but Jay-Z does not flex like Floyd. Floyd flexes
I love
as
that you brought up Jay-Z. I love the fact that you brought up Jay-Z, because if you look at Jay-Z, as he's been climbing up, his dress code has been more and more simpler. He used to be in the big chains and all of that when he was still trying to prove a point. He's no longer trying to prove a
Ex-
point. He'll just wear his t-shirt and keep quiet.
exactly like my guy is saying. When he sees Floyd flexing with all this money in his private jet, he thinks Floyd is a billionaire, and he is not a billionaire. You understand? He likes to flex, but now Jay-Z does not flex. But Jay-Z, he is a billionaire. So in
Okay,
the
but
States, you don't get a lot of
When it comes to Jay-Z, him combined with his wife, they become billionaires. But
Wait, let me.
individually,
You
they're
know
not.
this Machiavelli guy, Brad. There's nothing to argue here. Let me show you something. Kanye West. I think last of last year. Kanye West was worth around 6.5 billion. You understand? And Kanye West that time he said something about the Jews and Adidas, and Adidas dropped Kanye West. Kanye West is now, when you Google him, is just worth 500 million, yeah, 500 million US dollars. You understand? So this thing of even Jay-Z, you might think he's a billionaire, but he's not.
It's not.
Yeah, so Machiavelli, you are arguing with
but
nothing. You'll never.
but
That's
Oksana,
that
your
no, no,
is
no,
why.
no, no,
millions.
no,
That,
no,
that
no,
is
no, no.
why.
I'm not.
Oksana,
No, no,
millions
no.
are
Hang
in his
on,
Wait,
account. We're
wait.
not
hang
okay.
on,
That is why.
my
That is
man.
Guys, we
Topic,
can
topic,
argue the
topic,
difference
topic,
between the
guys.
billionaire and the millionaire, but at the end of the day,
My
there's
man,
the kind of way
Yeah,
a
my
but guys,
person
man.
topic,
acquires
guys,
there's
their
my
you know
wealth.
man.
there's something called paper wealth.
He's
It's
saying the
just,
same thing that you're
yeah.
My
Even
man.
Floyd. I'm
My,
telling you now that Floyd. I know Forbes is
Yeah, but
saying
guys,
on
stick to the
Google.
topic, guys.
Yeah, I just want to
literally
pass here to Machiavelli.
Machiavelli is telling you the same thing you are saying right
No,
now.
he's arguing that
It's the
Floyd is
same
not a
thing.
billionaire. He thinks I'm
he's
crazy.
not. He's
Look,
But
You
he's
not.
guys are
not
arguing
though.
who's
He's
billionaire, who's
not.
it's
not. There are
for
people
Guys,
who
Forbes.
are.
He
It's
is not.
Forbes.
Can
What
someone
is a
But you
Google
are
him?
billionaire?
saying the
What
same
is
Can
thing.
lying?
someone just Google Floyd?
guys,
You are
Can
saying
someone
the
just
same
Google?
thing.
Can someone
No,
Google,
not
please?
someone Google. Ken's, please go
After
and
you
Google
lose
for
the
Guys,
yourself.
guys,
contract,
Floyd is not the topic, guys. Who's
you have
billionaires?
a
Let me show you.
contract of
Yeah.
500 million. You have a
No,
contract of
no, 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 no,
500
no,
million
no, no,
with
no, 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 no.
Adidas.
You
You
know why
have
I'm saying this?
500 million coming
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
Adidas.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And
You know
then
why
you
I'm
have
saying
your
this?
own money in
Guys, Floyd is
music.
not the
And
topic.
then they
Yeah,
just
no,
round it up together and
no.
say,
You
Yeah,
with
know,
the
yeah.
contract
You
from
know what?
let's
Adidas,
stick
you are
let
worth
let's
this
stick
much.
to the topic
You know why I'm
because we
saying this? Because it doesn't
deviated
sit
away
with him
from the
well.
topic.
No, 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 no,
So when
no.
you lose
Because
that contract, you are no longer worth a billion
hang
because you
on,
lost 500
my
million.
man. Because it doesn't sit with you well when I say Floyd is not a billionaire. It will sit with you well when I say he's a billionaire. But if he's not a billionaire, he's not a billionaire. Don't make it. Don't make I'm
Okay,
saying things
okay,
out of
okay.
context.
Asiago Floyd.
Yeah,
Let's leave
topic.
Floyd alone, guys. Can we not lose track of the actual conversation here at hand because this is getting
It does not sit with
monotonous?
him well. It does not sit with him well.
Magaveli. It doesn't sit with him well. It's fine. Kens, when I go and Google for yourself, for your own personal
No,
peace of mind.
no. Ngikugulishe in. Angikugulishi next.
Whoa.
Mina ngiyasazi isitori
Guys,
Okay,
sami.
ungaguguli ke mawungafuni. Mawuthanda ugugula ukhona
stick to what you
ngiyathemba na
know.
unayo efonini. But now, the topic at hand here, what is it? Is it Floyd?
No.
So why are we going back and forth about Floyd?
No,
Because
mina
he fell
bengenze.
under how they dress.
No, I want to know why are we going back and forth about Floyd? Because
No,
the topic is
angithi
not
Khanya.
Floyd's net worth.
Mina
Guys,
Machiavelli,
that's an
bengenze
off ramp,
bengenze a
guys.
mistake. Ungizwile
That
uSlim G.
topic it had
I
an
made
off
an
ramp. That's
example.
why
I
we
made
are
an
here.
example of Floyd, the way agcoka ngakhona and stuff. Yabona ukuthi
Can we pick so that we can not
No,
off ramp the
examples are
topic?
okay to make, but can we not dwell on that? Because at the end of the day, those are minor nuances to say, Lo Munye is a millionaire, the other is a billionaire. That money is not going to come into our accounts anyway.
My job.
Oksalayo, he's rich.
In
Oksalayo,
that
leyo
case.
mali unayo.
Yeah.
Khanya. Izoza
So,
le mali
Hands,
bazoyithumela.
relax. Calm down,
Okay,
please.
so it's topic, how much does an outfit say about a person or character of a person? So 100% it does say a lot. When I hire people into my company, how you dressed, how you carry yourself literally adds onto your resume. It adds onto whatever you are qualified for to come into a certain movement that we have. Maybe we have an opening, we have a whatever. I need to see you being professional. I need to see you dressed like you are not in a club. Yes, I will judge you. If you come into my office wearing literally nothing in terms of a short skirt, which has happened to me before, people come and then they're like wearing bafaka stockings or ama leggings and they say, yeah, it's kind of like pants. I mean, I'm still covered. No, bitch, you are not. Not in my office. We run a movement here that is very respectful. I want men to look at you as an equal. as an equal, not as something to play with. That's what I don't want. Showing your breasts and whatever. No one cares. No one cares. We all have them. We all have breasts. We all have ass. We all have whatever. So be proper. So I will judge you. Definitely. I will not hire you if you are dressed a certain way. Yes. How you look literally helps in how you go ahead.
You are insecure. When you are insecure.
No,
No, it's not being
no.
This is
you're
my
It's not
business.
about being insecure. There's a if you can't dress professionally for your interview,
Yeah.
so busenzela ziphi.
Uza
Kanti nina nibheke ukuthi umuntu ukudresseni or umuntu
Bam
uzodeliver
scared.
In corporate, it matters, Kens. It matters. It really does. The way your company gets represented matters a lot.
insecure, guys.
Mara,
So when
in
I
general,
send you
people
to
dress on
meetings,
how
I
they
send you to
feel.
meetings. I am not here, or maybe I'm not in a country, and then I send you to go on my behalf.
Now, as a man,
This
you
is
can't
how
come
you're gonna be dressed,
to.
yeah?
Sorry, Ngobi, to ukungena emlonyeni. It's not about insecurity, ne? But now, if you come into the office space as a man, ufake ama ripped jeans, you are not getting hired.
Yeah.
Let
How
me
you
tell you,
dress
you know,
represents.
It's got nothing to do with insecurity, but it's about seeing what can this person discern. Ukuthi, are you in the workplace and what are you here to do? You understand?
let me tell
And
you
can do
something.
you
You know,
understand?
there was this lecture, a woman lecture, bengifunde eRosebank College, la eBram. So this woman lecture bekafaka ama mini skirts, you know, vela yonke into amabele, ass, she had hips. And besimncoma thina, we would say, wow, you look good, you look gorgeous.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bekafundisa besilalela and we would take that. Ukuthi ugqokeni
Yeah.
okwakhe lokho. You
But
see,
not in my company.
even the higher ups, they understood ukuthi this is who she is, but umsebenzi wakhe, the question is uyawuyenza na. Manje nina manithi nizobheka
I
umuntu
am not your friend.
ugqokeni
But
I don't know
ini.
you.
You
I'm not
just
your
Yeah,
friend.
bona
insecure.
Kens when
I don't know that
abomncoma
is
as
But
a
how you
this is
are.
your
student,
boyfriend
lo muntu
for
wakho ne?
business.
Lo muntu wakho bomncoma as a student. But
Guys,
in reality, the thing is, I don't know. Like again, I will go back to corporate. I don't know what industry Ngobi is in.
Corporate. I'm in
But in a
corporate too.
corporate environment, Nami Imbala, if I'm interviewing somebody and a man is coming through in ripped jeans and a t-shirt, chances of that person being hired are very slim. I won't recommend that person
What
to say,
does
listen,
that has to do with the skill of
My
the person?
clients are not gonna trust my company because of your representation of me as the owner. How you are dressed and how you address yourself and how you carry yourself around my
here's the
clients.
thing, you can dress
This is the
however you
reason why
want
we
when
make
you've got the
money.
job. You can
But
dress
tell me
however you
something.
want
Can I ask?
when you've
Can I
got the
ask,
job.
please?
Can I just
Can
put
I
this
ask?
out there? Ne? Once you've gotten the job and you've signed your contract, dress how you want, no one's gonna do nothing to you. However,
Well, not in my company.
when you are going for the interview, that impression that you make, it matters. Whether we want to act like it doesn't or not, it really does matter.
Yeah, can I
And I
ask,
see
please?
Benji
Yeah, can I
say,
ask? I wanted to find out. I wanted to find
I
out.
wish you were on the panel.
You're saying if a person walks in your office with ripped jeans, you're not gonna consider him, right? Is that what
No.
you're saying? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's say, for example, he's got brains. He's good. He's well spoken. He knows what he's gonna be doing.
You've
What are
already
you gonna do
put
about that
a shield
situation?
between me and you by how
Come
you
again, please?
presented yourself. You've already put on a shield between me and you. So hence I say when I hire, how I see you is how you're gonna carry and how I'm gonna have my name and my
So,
company name in
okay.
your presence. You are the one who's going to go there and meet my clients dressed in that way. No.
Yeah. So meaning you're gonna disqualify him because of his
Not, I
attire.
don't even have to know about your resume. I don't even have to know what
Here's
your
what I
want
can
to ask.
either opt for the guy in
But don't you
guys,
think
I can
that's
either
wrong?
opt for
Don't
Magaveli.
you
I can
think
either
that's
opt for
wrong?
the guy who is in ripped jeans and well spoken, or the well spoken guy who actually respected the interview enough to dress correctly for it. I will obviously go for the one who respected the interview enough to dress
Yeah.
correctly for it. That's
You
it.
might have
Kanya,
hang on. You might have respected the interview by dressing well, right? By looking decent. But now he doesn't have brains. You understand? Hence I'm saying this topic it says do not judge
But
him.
do you realize you're not the only one who could do that job? Come again?
Exactly.
Like, do you realize how many people who have the
You are
same
not a
qualification
special
as you?
case.
No, guys.
I realize how many people would.
You guys
But
don't understand.
What Machiavelli is saying is very simple. He prioritizes skill and whether the person is competent to do the job. How the
Exactly.
person looks, how
But
the
then
person
I'm trying
dresses
to tell
doesn't
you,
matter.
But
I'm
hence,
trying
hence
to
in
tell you
South
before
Africa
I even
today,
find
how many
out,
people
Exactly.
who have
even
skills
interview
don't have the
you,
jobs?
before I even
Any
interview you, before I even find out more about your skills, how I see you when I come into that office or that boardroom where I'm doing an interview with you. I already have a notion. I already have a judgment. I already don't want to be there. Meaning, by
My
how
sister,
you are dressed,
my
I don't even
sister,
have to get the chance to know about
my
your
dress
brain
code
and whatever and
doesn't.
look at your resume and whatever. I just see that you are someone who doesn't care. You are someone who doesn't worry about everything. You are so
No,
self-centered. You think you are that
Ngobi,
great. You can do
Ngobi
whatever
or
you want.
Ngobi. Can I
That's how
intervene,
I look at
please?
it.
The way I dress,
Can we let True
it
Kid
has.
submit? True Kid, well, after, can we let True Kid submit? And then after True Kid, can we hear Handsome submission? He's also joined the panel and he's been quiet for quite a bit. So can we also let
Okay,
him
guys.
weigh in on the conversation, please?
And ukuthula kwami akulungile.
Okay, so the way I dress, guys, it has nothing to do with my skill, unless if the interview says that I should dress maybe formal, then maybe I will dress like that. But if you guys you are hiring people, you just say that we want this certain person, then my dress code doesn't have nothing to do with
Thank you.
the skill, because you have to specify that a dress like this. So you
Can't
can't
mean
say
an
that you
Thank
applier
you,
are
group.
True True.
taking
Thank you,
Weird.
True
That's
True.
your
I have to
applier.
tell
An
you,
applier group. That's your
the
applier code.
applier.
Kanya,
Wow.
Kanya,
Yeah.
Anyway,
mina
Kanya,
ngikwenzele
ba-apply vele.
example. I made an example nge-lecture yami, a woman lecture from Rosebank. Bekaveza amabele, aveza
That was
ama-hips
in
wakhe nayo
school.
yonke into. U-aplayile e-Rosebank, babona ingqondo yakhe, babona iskill sakhe,
Really.
bamqasha. Kuthi ugqoke kanjani unani,
uyamazi ukuthi
didn't
Thank,
wayegqoke
matter.
kanjani kwi-interview
thank you.
okokuqala.
Was.
Njengoba ngishilo ukuthi uyabona a person can dress how they want once they've proven themselves, but you can't like uzisuke
So
ebhandeni
so
wena
so
usibonisa
so
ukuthi
so
wena
why
awangiyakukhetha.
I feel
why
like you
when
can dress
she's
however
why
you
when
want.
she's already employed aveza izinto azivezayo why bangamcoshi ke
Well,
uye
me,
awuye
Because
with
with the
me,
on the
something
something.
happened like that.
interview, she was professional on the interview. So we
You
might
see,
give him a
So
job.
you want
Yeah,
to say
Let
that
her
Pedri
I
anti
should
work.
the
be
logic use
professional?
chairs and saying, handsome, please make your submission, send us some.
Hey,
no nina ni insecure
me
nje
not darling. When I'm called into the office to come and hire new people, I want to see you proper. I want to see you represent my company. So before Nifunda, even your resume or
Guys, let me
anything,
make a
CV
perfect
yakho,
example.
eh,
Guys, wonga ama-perfect
I will
example.
see
Bengithe
you.
uhandsome uzosubmitha. Cela
I will
can
see
we
you.
respect that? If we can't respect that, ngizonehlisa.
Yo, washub. Okay, I think it's very important. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, handsome.
Thank you. I think it's very important to clarify in terms of decency and a clean appearance, especially in corporate, which is the primary indicators that corporates values in terms of moral value. When those things come to play in terms of cleanliness, appropriate dress, you associate that with the person that is in front of you. You associate it in terms of the respect and self-care and awareness that comes out to them. It's not primarily them creating an impression to you that is going to change when they in the workplace. You don't want that. You don't want them to create a facade in the interview and then they become somebody else. What we also should be mindful is about ethical problematic things that come into play. We know we don't come from the same backgrounds. So when you're basing a person's intelligence based on their appearance, I can say that is wrong because here we need to be valuing a person's cleanliness and decency on how they present themselves. And I heard Ungoba saying a person needs to be dressed in this way. There's an element where you now need to form or measure. Are we being put in one box where a person from a certain background needs to now measure up when they're coming from the township where this person maybe just graduated, they have no income, and they're trying to enter the workplace with the little that they have. That can also be a problem in society of how are we creating measures of intrinsic to humans values, because the primary thing that we should be looking for is a person comes to work, they are clean, they look professional, they are decent, not that they are wearing a certain dress from miladies that has no relevance to corporate.
Handsome, that's not what Ngobi said though. You're taking
Please,
what she said way out of context.
You're
please
watering
clarify for me.
you're watering it up. What
What
I
Ngobi
mean,
said is she wouldn't hire a person who's gonna rock up to an interview in a mini skirt. So whether upuma elokishin, whether upuma gupi, if when you can't, you are looking for a job, handsome, right? Regardless of your background, you know you are in the job seeking market, right? Why would you disadvantage yourself by going there in skimpy looking clothing that is not flattering for what you are applying for? Regardless of the price, you could be wearing your Louis Vuitton stepe. Oksalayo is stepe. You could be wearing Versace from head to toe, but if you are in ripped jeans, it matters not ukuthi price yalento egqokile imalini, but the kind of outfit you're going to rock up to an interview in does have an impact, and we can't negate that. And if you can't respect lapho yakhona trying to find a job, why am I supposed to respect your need to have a job over you?
Kanya, you know what I found most disturbing, especially in corporate environments? Women from rural or farming backgrounds are often looked down looked down on, and there are different forms of discrimination towards this woman. And this is a treatment that stems from classism, cultural bias, and gender inequality.
not
And,
in my
and
company.
this is the primary example of conforming to the dominant urban lifestyle that we constantly see.
Yeah.
Ngamane kuthiwa ngiyaconform as handsome. Ngamane kuthiwa ngiyaconform. It's fine. But ukuthi ngizoqhasha umuntu efake isicephe ngimbona ukuthi lo muntu lo ufake isicephe ukhipha izinqa, they don't know how to dress appropriately for this
Ithi
role. That
ekhanya
is not going to
Lie.
do anything for my
ngicela
Lie,
personal.
Kanya.
ngicela
This
uku-add
is lie.
something
Had to
mina
I hire a
mina to
consultant. She
yeah
was wearing a short, and then we took her to the HR room because people were complaining in the office, and then she was in the HR office, and then we're like, "Bitch, what the fuck?" And she's like, "No, I'm my leggings. I'm covered." I'm like, "Girl, your ass is showing, and you are in this office right now." Literally, the other girl Yes, as you say, there's people who come from disadvantaged movements, right? They don't have the suit. They don't
And
have
sorry
the
to
heel.
catch you,
They
but
don't
Ghost
have.
in the comments here just said something very important. You can see effort and the situation based on how they're
Yes,
dressed. You
yes.
can
You
see
can
the effort.
see ukuthi Shem, you know, Nyambona, Nyakbona. I feel you. I see you, girl. I see you. And then the last one, what was in June, before July, before this girl, June, this other one came also for the same position. And then I saw her and I saw her. She put it all together. She tried. She's not from some money. She doesn't have whatever. She's like, I am qualified in Pasile. Here's my things. Here's my paperwork. And I was like, yes, bitch. You know what? Here's the company card. Go and get yourself together because you're going to meet clients that need to see you professional, not people. I'm not saying that to go to, oh, you are beneath or whatever. No, I want you to stand in front of my clients as equals, not as your background or whatever you came from. Doesn't matter when you come here. When you are in my space, you are all queens. We all stand up like the way we should. When you
All
speak
right,
to the
all right.
client,
All right.
Celani
So
but you are
just
not gonna be naked.
um
You're not gonna be
just
naked
to
in my company.
just to also okay, I will agree with
Okay,
you
somebody
there.
wanted to submit here quickly. I don't know if it's Ken's or True Kid. Sorry, I didn't really.
I'll
Sure,
agree with
sure.
that.
I
I'm
just
just
want
going
to
to.
quick now.
I think everyone just been jumping on my submission, and I'll just keep quiet. When everyone is done, you can let me know.
Okay, handsome.
No,
Cool.
no, and some I'll be quick now. Just to uh, conclude on this matter, what I believe is right. Yabona. On this issue for me now, I conclude ukuthi these women who would say it's wrong for a lady to come to an interview or work, agqoke the way I feel like comfortable, the way they feel comfortable in that dress code. For me, they're just jealous. Maybe they don't have the ass, the boobs.
Ken's is
Like
not dead because I've
no,
witnessed one teacher who used
no,
to dress like that. She got fired for less than 6 months. They told her you need to
aye,
change, but
no.
she was
Look,
keep persistent and all
this
that.
is
But
this is this is this is the
listen,
modern world. This is the
listen. Some
modern
some
world.
policies, some policies
Jealous.
at work, Ken's they
Nobody's
have
jealous.
some things of sexual harassment and all that. You coming as a
Aye.
prostitute, it's a problem at work, especially when
Sorry,
you're working with
cancel.
men.
Look at the
So
police.
Yeah, and the
I'm
man
sorry,
will
but I had
come
to
and be
laugh.
like,
Wait.
yeah,
yeah,
You
hi.
will
then you're
see
gonna
these
cry that
things.
we've been harassed. So you're gonna create problems at work by how you dress. That's why
Yeah.
some workforce have dress code, there's cultures. Like when they say you need a suit, you need a suit. You cannot say, okay, Joe, like you need to respect work. Yeah, some work they don't need the suit, you just need some vest or whatever because different
But
workplaces and
we
all
are
that,
in
right?
corporate. You
Let
can't
me
be talking
In
finish.
about
corporate, you have to
Let me
respect.
in
finish.
corporate.
Let me
Hi, guys.
finish. Let me finish. I said that I'm taking 2 minutes. Look, we see these things on TikTok. You'll see police women. This is the modern world. You guys must admit this is the modern world. You see ladies, the police on TikTok, bakhipha izinqa, bapress izinqa uniform yabo. You see this with nurses on TikTok. You see this ngamasoja, even everyone is doing it. As I said, the most important thing that matters is the skill, is the individual competent. That is what matters. Ukuthi umuntu upress izinqa uyaveza
But
uyenzani. Lokho
before
lokho kuzoyenzeka. That will
Sako,
that will happen ku-company yakho
Okay, guys.
ufuna
down with you.
Handsome had his hand raised, right? And then after Handsome makes his point, we'd like to also take the time to welcome a ghost to the panel. So, Handsome, please, we were about to make a submission, Baba Kulum.
Thank you, thank you. I think for just to be safe, I'm going to move away from what Ngobi was saying. I'm going to stick to the topic. So in both society and what we've also seen in corporates, this thing that do not judge a book by its cover is a constant reminder that we're constantly reducing people to their appearances and their backgrounds. So morally, morally it's something that is flawed, but also socially and economically it's damaging. When I can it's too often that individuals are judged on the basis of how they are dressed, and we even here on TikTok as well, we judge people on their accents, on their physical looks, and where they come from, what do they do, rather than their character and their abilities. This leads to classism and stereotyping. Seen this numerous times, which has
Handsome.
weakened human dignity.
Handsome.
Can you not disturb me while I'm talking?
I qeda phela handsome. Yo, wena yazi ubika inkulumo ngathi uyalobolisa.
I do apologize. It does go with the
Khuluma uthi
job.
cup handsome. Khuluma uthi cup. Yazi?
Shouter.
Yeah, drizzle splash.
Um, on that, Okanya, I think I got Langi retelling, but we'll be fine.
Uzoswaba yazwa.
Schedule 6 we're retelling, but
Ake sibangimisile.
um, so on the basis which translates to missed opportunities, which in terms of how we overlook people, and especially in the workplace. Society is very unfair. The values of fairness are superficial. And instead of us cultivating system that recognize merit on dignity and integrity, we are judging people on their appearance. In the workplace, we are creating cultures where diversity is based on the person's background, and that person's background is seen as a strength. And when a person comes from the rurals where they have no family members of standpoint, they're seen as weak. Individuals and organizations are truly flawed at this point. I had I was speaking to someone yesterday how they feel, and this person is a CA, how they feel out of place in the workplace because of where they come from, because of the lingos are different.
The stigma also, yeah.
And this is not the basis on how they look now. It's the basis on social, economic origin.
Tanya.
Okay, yeah. Hi, handsome. Handsome, yes, you make such valid points, and it angers me how slow it takes for you to make the point. But okay,
But handsome, I see your point. Like if you say you cannot
but
judge
like what I
people
was
by
saying,
physique and all that, but
Kanya.
you cannot
I
say
was
that okay,
I
they mustn't judge me just because I dress like a gangster and all that. Of course, people will judge,
We will
right?
not come to the office dressed like a
Because
gangster. That's not gonna
yes,
happen.
they won't try to find out if I'm a good person or what values do I have, right? Because how I represent myself matters, wabo.
Please.
So at some because representation, especially with clothes, can be attached to so many things, like cultures and other things. Like certain people dress this way, others they dress this way. So how you dress, it matters because it tells the people on who you are. Because
Literally,
how you
and
dress is
can
how
I
you
just
express
speak
yourself.
to
real
the
niggas
point that
will wear a
can I
suit.
speak to the point that Handsome was making to say that judging people based on their dress code opens the gates to classism and all of that. But
No.
in this instance, it's not necessarily about classism, right? You could come from a dirt poor background, but okay, when I handsome Mausas good okay. I am poor. I can't afford in. But when are the things that you are gonna gravitate towards are skimpy items, then there's ufuna sithini kuwe. If you're gonna come to your interview with, ukuthi you're a person in the job market, in the job hunting market, but you will still be the same person who'll want to be gravitating towards outfits that make you look like you're going to the club.
Yeah, I think
Kanya, Kanya,
job.
can I just make it? Kanya,
And nobody
there's that.
says Genemi ladies. Nobody says Gena
No,
in
Kanya,
but
Kanya, you're
Can I
missing.
talk?
Kanya, you're missing my point. There is a level of corporate presentation that young professionals, especially interns or middle class, that feel pressured to meet. And in
But
some
there's
cases,
always
this
been
pressure is so
decorum.
intense
There's always been
that
decorum.
that
In
that
corporate,
individual are now
everybody knows
um
to wear a suit.
Ngobi,
Everybody knows
Ngobi,
you.
I'm
please
not
let him
going to.
finish.
I'm just saying, there's decorum though.
Yeah, but please, in this
Yes,
decorum, can we let him finish?
but we can't ignore that the pressure is there, and the young professional are resorting to extreme measures, and they're even taking out loans to buy clothes just to fit in. This reveals a deeper structural issue in society.
Yeah, so I should allow you in my country.
But let's be honest. If you're not
Slim,
hiring
Ngobi was
for a
trying to
job,
make a
then I
submission. Okay, guys, wait. Sorry, before we go on, I'd said we're gonna welcome Ghost to the panel. The new people, the newcomers onto the panel. Ghost and Benzi. Hi, Ghost.
Hey, how's it?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good, man.
Please,
You guys
I
are,
heard you say you hire people for a living. I believe you can have
yeah,
greater insight to this debate.
yeah. First things first, you guys are having a very interesting topic, and I would like to greet everybody.
It's not we,
And
guys. You're also part of it. Continue.
no, I just came here, so that's why I'm saying we. But
Hi.
anyway, guys, we need to understand that there's a difference between judging a person and concluding the character. Understand? So when I judge a person, it's based off the visuals, what I'm seeing right now, okay? And then when I conclude, it's the information that they carry and the skills that they have. Understand? So take for instance, if there's a certain theme, there's an event and there's a certain theme. They say the theme is jeans and white t-shirts. Then you come wearing your shorts and your slippers and a vest. I understand what basically, indirectly, you are disrespecting the theme and the organizers. Same applies to corporate. Corporate, it will be based on the person who owns the company. The person who owns the company, every time they come and address their employees, this is how they dressed. They dressed very in a presentable manner. Understand? It's not even about the label, but they are presentable. Now, obviously, when I look for someone, I'm going to look for someone who's presentable as well. I'm not saying wear your Gucci's and all of that. Nah, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that be presentable, put in effort. You understand? And I will see it as someone who's looking at you, who's about to interact with you. I can see you good, even if ufake i-shirt yama-scotch and i-jean and iteki lakho eli-clean, not dirty, but clean. I can see you good, okay, you know what? This person wants this job, but because of certain situations, this is what he can afford. And then from there, I will judge him. And then when I start talking to him, ngibona ukuthi lo muntu lona has information, and based on his resume, yamkhulumela naye. This person has skill. This person has experience. Then that's when I can conclude with, okay, you know what? Let's give this person a chance. The dress code is not even a problem at this point, but lo muntu lona has information. But if you wanna come wearing your mini skirts and showing your cleavage or ugqoke short, ugqoke vest, Joe, understand, you will always dress how you want to be addressed. If you know for a fact that you have an interview, deep down, which you can't be wearing shorts to that. And there's a reason, subconsciously, whether it's corporate, whether it's government, what you are not allowed to go wearing shorts. I understand. So hence I'm trying to highlight the fact that we are not judging, Everybody can judge. Yes, I will judge what I see. But at the end of the day, I will conclude what the information that I'm getting from you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ghost, for that clarity. Can we have Slim G had wanted to make a point, and then after Slim G, can we have Handsome make a submission, and after that, we are welcoming Umpenzi to the panel.
Yeah, I was trying to speak on like he mentioned something like maybe pressure at work, basically because where you from and all other stuff, right? Because one thing I've noticed about workplace, there's no workplace where there's no pressure. Something will come up, but for you to say, I know some workplaces are toxic, but then again, I feel like people will always judge because where you from, because of people have stereotypes about other people because they might ask you where you from when you tell this, they already judged you just because where you from. But doesn't like this guy said doesn't really conclude anything about you or something. But then again, how we represent ourselves really does matter, whether we're from poor backgrounds or what. So I feel like as people, we need to really make an effort. Oh,
Yes, exactly. Okay,
You know,
handsome. Before Kuluma ngoba ngiyazi it's gonna take a while. Can I first welcome Umpenzi to the panel and have
I'm going
Umpenzi's
to be short.
submission?
I'm going to be short.
Like, be quick. Please talk quickly, please. Quickly in a hurry.
I think it'll be very idiotic of us to think that people don't know how to dress in corporate. The issue is not about whether people understand what is decency. It's the unrealistic expectation and the silent hierarchies that workplace impose to people. And especially with the young professionals, when they come into the corporate field, they are judged. They are judged, and there is a level of competence and more by whether their attire reflects the the organization in terms of how they look, their brand labels, and the elite culture that the organization has. And this reduces the corporate environment into a space of exclusion rather than inclusion. I'll rest my case.
Wow, this is surprising.
handsome.
yeah, my brother, you are
You
there for
Okay,
said
people
some.
or you
whoa,
there for
guys,
money?
whoa. We said we're welcoming Benzi to the panel.
Okay, let's
Yes,
do that.
thank you. Hi, Benzi.
Hi, Kenya. How are you?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I saw you've been typing it out in the comment section. You've got a lot to say. Please give us your views.
Yeah, like I hear everyone, and why are we trying to argue against decency or just being clean? When people say be presentable, no one is saying go buy new expensive clothes.
Exactly.
No one is saying change your sense of style because, for instance, at one of our interns has such great style and she says she thrifts for her clothes, right? She's like one of those very artsy people, but she still is able to make it look corporate-ish. She has not lost her sense of style or what she likes to dress like, but she has just elevated it to suit the environment she's in. No one is saying
Exactly.
get in corporate and wear black pants and a white shirt every day or buy expensive clothes. You can still keep your sense of style, but make sure it goes according to the environment you're in.
Mm. I love the fact that you brought in the thrifting part to say it's not just you don't have to go into expensive stores to look presentable. There is the thrifting option, and there's been ladies that I work with who've mentioned that, oh no, when you look at that, oh, I love your jacket. Where do you get it? Oh, I got it at Kotam for 50 rand, for 10 rand, for however much. And that person, you would have never guessed it by just looking at them.
Yes, and Hanson said something about the pressures of corporate and stuff. There's no way you're going to survive peer pressure in high school and succumb to pressure in the workplace.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That is crazy. So, Mina, what I'm saying to come back to handsome is fine the pressure that people will feel in the corporate movement. It will be self-inflicted in my company. Speaking specifically for my company, it's self-inflicted because you can come to me, you can talk to me, if you are my employee and you're someone that I work with, you have every right to come to me and say, yo girl, I've been literally like July, June, like this girl was always like, she's from a different background than me, which I would never judge her or never feel anything. But as a sister, I want her to come into the office as what she thinks and what she thinks she should be in my office. So I make sure that she has the clothes that she thinks, which I always told her, Guti, you know what, buying all these things is not necessary. Mina, oh, Mr. Price, Mina, no jet. We are like friends, Mina, no, not jet. Sometimes I comment, there's t-shirts that fit me. You know what I mean? So
So,
I'm those
Mobi,
girls. Mm.
are you saying peer pressure in the corporate world does not exist?
I'm saying it does exist.
It
I'm
does
saying
exist.
it
But
does.
now,
It's a
what are we
very
gonna do? Are we gonna police a person who can afford to buy izinto eziright just because when I handsome you're gonna feel pressured to reach
yeah,
my
yeah.
standards?
You know what I
But
mean?
peer pressure at work is not as much as at high school. At high school, it was
I
worse.
But
think
no,
I
this
think with
peer
peer
pressure.
At
pressure,
work, because I
I think I think with peer pressure, it just depends on how you're looking at it,
But no,
and
this peer
now
pressure.
as a person who you are. If I'm gonna be pressured because Uhensam comes to the office wearing Louis Vuitton, then that would be dumb of me. I understand? That would be really stupid. At the end of the day, the only pressure that I should be feeling from Uhensam is the amount of work that he's putting in.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You understand?
Thank you. Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
How handsome is dressed or how he carries himself, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
I
his
have
performance does matter.
employees that have to ask
I
for me after I paid them end of the month. They have to ask me for advances because they're buying expensive suits, because they're buying expensive cars. They are paying for a car. They are paying for
And
this.
sometimes
And it
and
was not
sometimes you can find
necessary.
out and sometimes you can find out that we handsome, let's say for instance, we are in a say call center, right? And we're earning the very same amount in terms of salary and we doing the same thing. But do you understand that our backgrounds are not the same? Hence some can have money more than me, or the parents have enough to buy whatever that he wants. That's why he's able to wear your Louis Vuittons. You understand? So there's a whole lot of factors that plays in this whole thing when we talk about peer pressure.
And the peer pressure is not even put on by those people. You put that on
On
yourself.
yourself,
You
exactly.
look at
guys,
the person
can I
and
explain this? Can I if you allow me to?
okay.
Now
Are you
explain.
gonna talk quickly?
It's Kanya. It's something that you can't rush because it's a very sensitive
Okay,
topic.
then before you
It's
make your
not that
submission, can
deep.
we welcome Lady Lou to the panel then and have her submission? Do you mind if we let Lady Lou make her submission, then you can make your point? Handsome, I'm talking to you now.
Yes, she can speak.
Thank you so much, handsome. Lady Lou,
Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone.
Hi,
how are
Uh,
you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's quite a controversial topic today. I see there's pulling and pulling gamona thinking we are standing, but
But we are
I
insecure.
can never be, Sana. Can never be. In
So what are your
fact,
thoughts?
you know, I stand that I think we lost the plot when we introduced democracy, when we introduced freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And why I say so is that we we grew up in a particular way. There's certain principles certain teachings that were
Exactly.
foundational, and I understand that as we grow, there's people that you abused certain systems just to suit their narrative. However, giving us the platform to say freedom of speech and all of that should have not allowed for us to really frivolously just roam around and right. There's certain basic, and I say basic as in the bare minimum in terms of foundation, key things, guys, that whether we like them or not, we cannot hide away from that. We cannot want to change it and think that it's going to be something that's going to be a normal going to have consequences, especially when it comes to, for instance, being able to dress within the workplace. How you dress within your personal space, that is all for you. Look, kudos to you, dress up and all of that. But you need to understand that in the workplace, you are there to be professional. You are there to apply yourself on your contribution in terms of your contract, in terms of what it is, what skills you are bringing in. The reason why we have the decorum, the reason why we have the dress codes, the reason why there's limitations within the workplace is because we are avoiding the unnecessary distractions. We've seen, ladies, and let us be honest, how many times have we seen people talking about women going to report that I feel like I'm being harassed because Ghost was looking at me for a very long time and it seems like he was. You want to come up and show these boobs. And remember, when we are saying there's a decorum, we're not just saying to you. You need to understand that there's people around you. So the offense is not just to you. I'm able to be offended if a guy was to stand in front of me right now and they get a bone. I'm not saying it's okay
But
for
how you
me to
address
stand in front
though?
of a guy and wearing Ghost. Can I maybe?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry for that. Sorry.
So if I'm saying and I had an experience where I was in had that you stand there and you become very very offended as I'm here to gym. I can you gym and I gym and then I continue. But if I work and I don't have any bra and my nipple, because the t-shirts that we have seaming through when it's stretched, and we are saying the gentleman in the room to focus on their presentation. And let me not even say the gentleman, we are saying our peers are supposed to focus on what it is that we are there for, and our colleagues are supposed to give a professional and not offend. But going into a professional space, there is professional decorum. We're not saying that you seen that have a loads of money and they can go haywire with their dress code and they can go haywire with their fashion. Guys, decency is not about how much you've spent. It's how you present yourself. Now the truth is, then this is one thing that I think in this submission I've always wanted to maybe contribute. The billboard rule. The billboard rule says represent yourself in a way that does not need explanation, because should a person walk away, you shouldn't be coming back and saying, oh, but I didn't mean to offend. Oh, but I'm not dressed like a prostitute. I'm not dressed like this. I'm not dressed like that. And I'm making an example. I'm not saying that people that dress in a particular way are asserting a particular narrative, but you need to also understand that other people have their own interpretation. So how you, like Ghost has said, dress like how you want to be addressed, but also dress in a sense that you don't need to go and explain yourself so that you can be heard for the skills that you are bringing. We see you before we see your brain. So if you are going to block the opportunity by your visuals just in how you present yourself, then don't cry wolf if your brain is not given an opportunity to be laid on the table. Thank you so much. I think I'll stop there. I'm also noting that it seems like my network is giving me troubles.
Can we have Handsome make his submission, because he has been wanting to make a submission for the longest time? Can we allow him, and then after that, can we have Ngobi?
At this point, can you give me a timer? At least 4 minutes.
Nkosi yami, handsome. No, kodwa nawe ukukhuluma ngathi you're trying to serenade us. Yekela thina abanye sishadile. Please.
Not
It's
working. Not working.
it's how because I think faster than I actually talk, so I'm learning to actually slow down so I can articulate myself better.
Ungaleni la, please. Because we all want to talk. But anyway, please speak, handsome. Forget
Okay.
your teachings for now. Khuluma fast la.
All right. Okay, I'm just gonna focus on what old lady D said. You know, corporate spaces are becoming environments where appearance is conf is confused is confused with professionalism. Okay, I will explain. Everyone knows how to dress in corporate. Everyone, it's something you see, it's something you aspire to, it's something even in varsity you see it and you want to do it. But the concept of neat, decent, and clean is not something that is promoted. Now, the problem lies in the unspoken hierarchy and the pressures that demand far more. When a young individual, let's say an intern, feels to borrow money or take loans just to afford clothes, that's a signal of belonging. Now, that's no longer or not professionalism. This is an eminence of classism disguised in corporate culture. I'll also explain. And August Nomnobi said, they can correct me when they're wrong. Peer pressure is something you experience in high school. It doesn't exist in the corporate. Yes, I can say there is peer pressure that exists in corporate, not through open force, but through silent comparisons. When you see your colleague as a junior, you see, you aspire, you compare. When you see them wearing this lovely expensive brands and lifestyle dominates and you aspire to be, you feel the pressure to keep up, even at the cost of your own debt. That is also something that is being experienced in the workplace. So if you are saying that the constant competition is there or doesn't exist, or if it does exist, to establish how that is destabilizing for new coming employees in the workplace and how their productivity is being affected. You know what pains me mostly? It's to see women, because in most do this. Women sometimes judge other women in these spaces. You don't see it in men. It's women that do this. Women criticize other women on the basis of their appearance, on the basis of how they dress and their background. I, I don't think it has rang to men or it's something that's redundant, but it's something that we'll get to. But the fundamental thing, what is becoming a form of abuse that undermines
Wait,
confidence,
wait, wait.
and it
Handsome,
is
I feel like you are
becoming a
touching.
problem.
No, no, no. I feel like you are touching on too many different subjects right here.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Like
Handsome.
you're not consistent with
Can
what you are
I
saying, but you are just all
You can
over.
you You
from
can
my
take a pen and
hold
write
on.
it down, and then you can address
No,
me
no, 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 no,
after.
no, no, no.
No. Can I
We're not
address
gonna
you?
take pens,
Okay,
but
but you
the
have been
subject
speaking
is
for over
this.
3 minutes
To the
now.
subject.
Handsome.
Said it was
Let
me
other people
after.
come in.
Kanya said it.
Okay.
Ngobi, you wanted to make a submission.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Handsome.
ma'am.
The movement and what we are saying right now, it's I understand the pressure. I'm the one who said there is peer pressure. I didn't say there isn't peer pressure in the corporate. I said there is. I'm the one who said there is peer pressure in the corporate because of the heels, because of whatever suit you are wearing or whatever. But what I'm saying is
Ngobi,
that happens. That
Ngobi,
happens. That is
what
normal. Normal.
what is your explanation of cognitive bias?
There isn't, as far as my company is concerned, because yes, I will not hire you if you come on the first day in a bum shot. I will not hire you. I can't trust you with my company. I can't trust you with my clients. I can't trust
You're
you
not
Presentation.
with anything that has to do with my
Ngobi,
money.
you're not you're not telling me. I asked what is cognitive bias?
I look at someone and I judge them, and automatically I
No,
think
no, Ngobi.
come into my space like that. Then
Okay,
I'm
no,
cognitively,
Ngobi.
I'm judging you from how you are dressed and
Mm-mm.
how you look, and I don't even give you time of a day. You know,
Kanya, what is cognitive bias?
Ungiyeke mina ngesingisi. Angazi.
Akhuluma isingisi.
Ngakhuluma isingisi. No, to be honest, I can't explain it personally, but I can. You know what? Yeah. So please do explain.
Cognitive bias is the human need to conform. It is driven in all of
Hayi,
us.
manje ubrikelani
No,
mawukhuluma khuluma handsome.
but wait. There's a difference between corporate theme and a personal judgment. There's a huge difference. You understand? If you're gonna be judging or if you're gonna be competing actually with someone based on how they are dressed, that's a personal thing. It has nothing to do
it's
with the
literally
company.
the same explanation in some way. Yes, because I am a CEO in my company. I am the one who's hiring everybody, so I judge everybody as I see them. So yeah, I
Which
am
is which
basically
is which
biased.
is it's a normal thing to do as a
It's
human.
a normal. You go
You
feel your
judge,
bum
you
short.
judge, you judge, you judge
Right.
people based.
Exactly. Ghost, you
You
had a
judge people
submission.
If bum
like you
short,
judge people based
figure.
on you judge people based on how they look. That's
Yeah,
the first
that
thing.
is
I
cognitive
understand.
bias.
And then the
I am
second
being
thing, you will
biased.
conclude. You will
Yeah.
conclude who they are.
Oh,
You
yeah.
judging, it's basically basing
First
themselves.
impression.
Hey, this is me with a suit and tie. Hey, this is me and slip. Now we're taking it back to the corporate. If someone was to come wearing a suit and tie, then in my mind, but I will assume that okay, this person they know their story before they even start talking. I understand. But if a person wearing shorts and and slippers, I will assume this person is not serious about this role.
I am
You
not
understand?
available for this.
Exactly. Bruh, you don't take it seriously. I
Yeah.
understand.
Guys, can
And
we also
and
let
I
Mbenzi
understand what
chime in there? Can we also
I
let
understand what Handsome is saying, but at the end of the day, you need to look at the fact. Here's the fact.
Because
I
yeah.
will
Mbenzi
talk to
ngena
you.
mawuthi abantu angeke bakumele shebarwana lie to you.
No. We'll give him space. But here's the fact, Mfano. People will not conclude, but will judge you based on how you present yourself. You understand? And look at it like this: when you are looking yourself at the mirror or on the mirror or whatever that they say, and you are wearing a specific attire, and this is how you talk to the person that you are looking at, that's how exactly the world is going to perceive you. Understand? If I'm wearing a suit and certain terminologies come into my mind when I'm looking at myself, clearly that's how much I'm taking myself seriously. You understand? If
Ghost,
ngizofika ngiringe isinyawupesi mfethu ngoba ngigqoke
Ghost,
kanje nakanje.
I
Thank you,
think
Ghost.
it will be very painful for us not to
Mama
stress that.
akaqhubeki handsome cela umpenzi akhulume kade umpenzi ephakamisa isandla.
Yebo, Mpenza.
Handsome,
Mpenzi.
I hear you, ne? And I hear the point you're making. Valid point. But then again, you can't go into a work environment as a
That is not your
junior,
mother's place.
as a junior or
Akusiwa mama akho
anything.
laphayana.
And then most
Ghost, please allow Umpenzi to
Ngicela
speak.
simvumele tu.
to a work environment and you know your background and then get there and see that, oh, Ukanya is driving a Merc. Ukanya has a Michael Kors handbag as a junior, and now you've put pressure on yourself because of someone you do not know and don't know their background. Bruh, I
Exactly.
repeat, peer pressure is always there, even in families and whatever, but you just live in your lane as a person. Otherwise, we'd all be in dirt trying to buy expensive things that we can't afford because other people have those things or doing those things. We cannot say peer pressure in the work environment or in corporate SA is causing all these things. People allow themselves to be peer pressured into weird situations. Because no one is putting a gun to your head to say, go get a loan to buy shoes you can't afford. Go buy
We
a
have
car you
people
can't afford.
who bought a house because I bought a house for my sister. There's other people there
Can I answer
who went
Umpenzi
and got
because I think it
loans
was addressed to
because
me.
of the peer pressure. Come
Can I
through.
answer her? All
Disgusting.
right. Okay, let's refrain from using such. We
What?
are very respectful.
Oh, disgusting is not respectful. It's a word. It's a word,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
if
disgusting.
you
But Ngobi, uyakucela kahle uhandsome to refrain and you are keep
Ah,
ucubela
okay.
kulento akucela ukuthi ungayenzi. How
Oh,
is that being considerate of the next person?
okay. So it's not cute. So let me not say disgusting. It's not cute. Okay.
okay. Um, on the basis when I'm being on the basis of sociology, sociology it's a concept that reminds us of which unfairly rewards are now displayed to the elite that polish themselves while marginalizing those that who cannot display such. And then you go to a constant scrutiny or judgment that happens in the workplace, which contributes to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and so on.
Always judge you though.
Yes. But do remember you're in a workplace here. The
Whether it's a
workplace,
workplace or not,
wait,
people will judge
ghost,
you
ghost,
regardless.
Ghost, can we
ghost.
allow him to go? Can we allow
The
handsome to
workplace,
finish?
the workplace should be a space of professional growth.
But there's different
That's
personalities there.
exactly my
But
point. That's why so much stress, such as environments of that caliber, have real mental health issues of late.
so handsome, can I ask, like, who's responsible for your self-esteem?
It's
No
called
one,
self for crying out loud. It's a self thing.
Should I care as your boss?
I know, like, yes, people have problems, but what I feel like self-esteem is a personal thing. Like, as a, like people during like as
Exactly.
you
It's
grew
a
up,
you
they
thing.
couldn't feel. They, it's a
Nobody has control on how
it has
you are
everybody on
feeling
that.
about
But I feel
yourself.
like you
Yeah,
have the
why should
control
I
on that.
change my
If you
company
allow
policy
it,
for you?
you're gonna act upon it, and oftentimes like people do whatever they don't wanna do because of pressure and all that. But I feel like it comes down to you. You see, because
It's
at the end of the
real
day, you have to
life.
decide if
It's
this is
real
the
life,
life that you
handsome.
want. Do you want to be pressured that way? Do you
It's
really
real
envy
life.
them? Because I feel
No
like
one
also
cares.
pressure has to do something with envy. Because if you really
you
want
know,
that lifestyle, you'll be pressured to do that.
Yeah.
you
So
know,
sometimes that's
you
that's
know
contribute.
you know what
I
pains me, or
understand.
what is
Yeah.
destabilizing to me right now? It's hearing people, especially in the HR field, of speaking in this way, because saying that no one cares of how you feel, no one has control of how you feel.
Because we are running a business, not
No,
a soup
no, no,
kitchen.
no, no,
We are not
no,
running
no.
a soup
Handsome, you're getting it
kitchen. We
wrong.
are running a business. Your
Handsome, you are
feelings is
getting
how
it
your
wrong. Trust
movement
me.
is. As long
HR
as you
is
clock in at
there.
8 and
But
leave
guys,
at
I
HR
feel like
fucking
HR
we've
is
6.
narrowed.
basically
I
That's
think
all I
there.
I
care
think
about.
okay, guys. I feel like we've narrowed this topic down to just the workspace. And can I just remind everybody that it's not just regarding the workspace, right? When, as we can see, the topics on the board are not limited to just the workspace. In general, then we can, I think, we also explore other spaces other than the workspace.
Yeah, but
My hand is
also
up.
can
My hand is up. Handsome. I understand where you come from in the sense of trying to see what other people, like me as an owner of the company, I have to see it outside of myself. I get that. I get that. And I appreciate that. But the reality is, it's my company. It's my movement. I tell you how you dress. I tell you in my company, my money making every month. I don't give a shit what your situation is. You're lost of yourself. You're feeling lower than yourself and whatever. I just need you to be here at 8 p.m. At 8 a.m. I mean, 8 a.m. I need you in the offices and be ready to work and be dressed accordingly. So whatever is happening with you, you can come to me in my office and then you talk to me and tell me about it. And then you take time off because that's none of my business. Whatever you
But if
feel,
it's personal, we don't care about that.
no, your self worth and your feeling small things, I can give you a time off.
It's
You,
a personal
I can give you 3
thing.
weeks for you to gather yourself. This is a working environment. I'm not your mother. I'm not your sister. Nor do I care if you what your baby mama and this and this and that. I don't give a shit. As long as you come in the morning at 8 a.m. and get into the office and fucking do the job.
Okay, Ngobi, as a
That's what I
professional
care about.
individual, please can you cut down on the swearing? You'll get us banned.
Oh, sorry.
But guys, let's look
So
at what
I'm just
Ngobile is
saying,
saying.
just
Ngobile is
pull
talking
yourself
facts right
towards
now, no?
yourself. Pull yourself towards yourself. It's not about you.
Um,
No one cares.
Ngobi,
Cares.
Ngobi, there's
You're
an
on.
eminent duty. I think I've been in HR a long time ago. There's an eminent duty which you are violating, which is a violation of duty to care or of care. Um, every employee right of welfare and organizational fairness does need to be displayed. So when you are now dismissing or debuking someone's experiences and struggles that show to work and disregard them and saying we don't care what happens outside work.
Me,
No,
I literally
but I
don't.
mean, if you're putting it like that, um, what
That
fairness are
how
we talking about? Is it
that is
Yeah, but
how she put it.
handsome. Can I put this?
I'm trying
Can
to
I just put this
understand.
out there? In workspaces, right? There is a lot of workspaces. They in these days they offer counseling. They offer what they offer what. But when it
It's
comes to your
limited.
mental,
Yeah.
when it comes to you, when it
Tanya,
comes to nongicela ukuqeda, ngiyaniyeka
there
nonke
is
niqede. Ngicela
violation of
ukuqeda,
duty of
ngiyaniyeka
care.
nonke niqeda, ngithi ngicela ukukhuluma ngiqede. Ne? There
There
are
is.
things in place. No, handsome angaqedi uthi ngiqede. There are systems in place to assist you with your mental health in most corporate workspaces. However, now when it comes to Linda when you're gonna be insecure about the fact that your colleague is driving in a Merc wearing Louis Vuitton and whatnot, that honesty cannot be placed on somebody else.
That's a
And as a
you
therapist,
thing.
I am
That's a you
disappointed
thing.
to hear you placing that as on somebody else's shoulders as a responsibility. Because again, as a person, number one, if I'm going to be doing the hiring of you, handsome, and you're coming with that attitude already yokuthi wena kunabantu ongafuni ukudlulwa yibo because of your well-being is impacted by that, then clearly you are not the right fit for this organization. If a simple thing like i-label egqokwa ngomunye umuntu is going to affect you, into egqokwa ngomunye umuntu,
Tanya,
that
that
means
is
you are
not
not
you.
fit for the no angaqedi.
You
That
cut
means
me
you
off
are not
before I
fit
even
for the
finished.
role.
That's
No, but
that's how you're explaining it wrong. You cut me off before I even finished.
then you are finished, handsome. Okay, qhubeka ke. Then after that nami ngicela ukukhuluma ngiqede.
You know where's the psychological harm is? When you are being told by your human resource manager that your feelings don't matter. That is a trigger. That is an emotional distress trigger.
I am not your mother.
You see, isn't
Exactly.
that a true eminence of a psychological harm
Handsome,
in the
again,
workplace?
No,
speaking to my point,
How am
your
I
feelings
handsome, think about
about
it like
what?
this.
Let's
how am
talk
I
about this.
Handsome,
responsible for your
Your
health?
feelings
handsome, think
about
about it
what
like this.
exactly? Because Nakona, when you are coming to me as your HR manager, let's say I'm an HR manager, Mina, my duty is to speak to, okay, things that cause you to not be productive at work. Come to me and tell me you have a disruptive colleague that's not making you feel comfortable. That's something an HR comes in and addresses. If you are coming to your HR with work related issues, because again, you are at work, uzosebenzala, you are not here to impress, you are not here. But if you are coming to your HR, awungitshele ngengqondo ebhadlile, will you go to your HR umtshele ukuthi yazi i-HR insecure ngoba mina ngigqoki njengabanye abantwana la e-ofisini?
No.
Handsome. Handsome.
Is that the well-being we are talking about, really? I'm just asking now. Is the well-being we are talking about the fact that when you are distracted by the competition that you've created in your own head, by the way, not that you feel like somebody else is outperforming you because they've
It's a
got
personal
an
thing.
advantage or something. When are you not competing? Ngokuthi lo muntu lo, they're always getting employee of the month. Why mina ngingamtholi employee of the month? No, when into elisayo i-dress code.
Yeah. So
Dale.
why Mauza why your problems are ukuthi this one is dressing on Gucci. This one ufake Louis Vuitton. How is that fair?
And
Mina anginamali yokuthenga i-Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, mina
But
nginayo
when
imali
you say
yokuthenga Louis Vuitton. Mina ngingenaphi ke as your boss? Mina
yeah,
ngingenaphi?
and I feel like most dress code, especially at work, it protects you from such things.
if you think
Because
that
dress code
HR is
at
there
work,
for such, that's not what HR is there
Exactly,
That's
for.
not what
Juana. They are
HR
there
is
for a
there.
reason.
That
It's
is
for
not what HR
sexual
is there
whatever.
for.
It's for people who treat you
HR
bad
is
in
not
the
there to
community.
manage your personal insecurities. Let's just be
No one
honest, and
cares.
we know
Yes,
this.
it's not.
When I say no one cares, I understand, handsome, you feel some type of way. In the corporate, nobody cares. We are all looking
It's
for
a doggy
our
eat
own.
dog out there, bruv.
And nobody really notices good, okay, and you'll tend to like
Asinandaba.
9 times out of 10. Mina lo fake Louis Vuitton, I won't even notice ukuthi wena ufake isikipa sakaPep. Nguwe lo ozodliwa yiloko kukudlayo.
Wozokhokha per month dali. Wozohlukumezeka. Mina Mr. Price, I get my suit, I get my everything. When uzohlukumezeka ukhokha uLouis Vuitton 100,000. Ukhokha about 2,000 every month. Okwakho lokho. So that literally doesn't make sense at all. Ukuthi why is that even a thing in the company? Ukuthi wena ufila some type of way ukuthi ukhanya has a new suit and it's Louis Vuitton.
But I will pose this question to Handsome. HR la, okay, fine. You're disappointed that the hiring people on this panel are the ones making these points. Tell me, from your perspective, Handsome, mele ngabe benza njani ke instead?
Pamba their
Mele
feelings
amukele loya
and their,
muntu ungene ngesigcebhe
and their
emsebenzini.
insecurities, I guess.
No, I want to hear from Handsome what steps you should take as an HR manager about somebody else's insecurities at work.
I want to hear him answer this one.
Me too.
Kanya, HR has a critical role, especially in ensuring how employees feel valued, especially in work.
Based on
How
what?
employees.
No, Ghost, let him finish. I hear you. Their critical role. We all know what HR's role is. Don't
Tanya,
explain HR's role. Tell us the
you
steps
cannot
that
ask
HR is
me a
supposed to take.
question and then answer
But
it yourself. Like
no, but you're not
you
answering the
placed a
question
question for me.
I'm asking
You
you.
placed a question and you want me to
I'm
answer
asking
it.
you what. Okay, can I repeat my question then? And please answer the question itself. Don't
Tanya,
explain the role of an HR
was
professional.
I done answering? I literally said like 6 words, if I'm not mistaken. HR has a
But you are
critical role in
explaining
ensuring employees
HR's
feel
role,
valued.
Nje.
Wait. Give him a chance. Give him a
Was I
chance.
even done?
Okay, Ngiyaxolisa Sabab. Please continue.
What I'm
Ngiyaxolisa
not going to do, Kanya,
Ngizolele.
is literally every time I speak, everyone has something to say. Is either you're going to hold it, let me finish, and then have your questions. What
That's
is
because
not
the
going to
sentence that you
happen?
talk about is questionable.
Okay, that's the whole reason there's a whole panel for you
Okay,
to question.
apologies about that, handsome. Can we get back to the topic? Can we get back to the answer, please? I'm very sorry for cutting you there. I just felt like you were going and responding to a different question to than what I had asked. I apologize for that. Please do continue with your explanation as to what steps HR is supposed to take in the instance that you are coming to them with your insecurities about dress code and stuff of that nature.
Pamper
Kanya,
their feelings, I guess.
for me, what was felt was hurtful is hearing HR saying they don't care about employees' feelings. HR does have
No.
the or should actively implement things that actually support employees. Creates a psychological safe space in the workplace,
In the
especially
workplace,
when
keyword.
employees feel undervalued or dismissed. HR should actively
Undervalued.
implement
Can I
those things.
can I ask you just to stop a bit? Handsome, do you work
That
for a
color
company?
ngokuthi, yeah, no guys, this is not no. He
Do
just
you work
complained
for a
about being
company?
interjected handsome, and guess what? You are still doing the very same thing that he
Okay.
akakaqedi nokuqeda ukubeka iphuzo lakhe. Can we please allow him to
I
Everything
was
that
finish?
just
he's saying
asking
is
which
very
Can
does
we
he work
questionable.
question him when
for a
he is
company?
done? Can we question him when
No,
he is
that's because
done?
he
Kanya,
touches on different subjects, man.
that was the question posed to me. That was the question, wasn't it?
Everywhere.
But can we allow him to finish, please, guys? Please, please. Allow him, let him express himself, let him say what he was saying. He touches on different, but he was still driving his point. And it, can we
But
please
with
allow
every
him?
subject that he touches on, there's a question for that. And we're going to forget that question because it takes too long.
Okay, please note it down in the comment section whenever you have a question for what he's saying, so that we don't forget, and let him finish his
Noted.
submission, because that is very disruptive.
Noted, okay.
I don't know why you feel triggered. Okay, it's fine. Kanya, as I was saying, um, from from my understanding, HR should listen without judging or allowing employees to express their concern fully. There shouldn't be any imminence of dismissive and saying, we don't care how you feel, that is for you. We'll give you time off. Validating feelings is a crucial thing. Acknowledging that employees' feelings or experience is a real and it matters, especially in the workplace. I hear that maybe it's overlooking things and saying your feelings are not important to us. There's something to focus on it on your own. That's why you have employee assistance programs in the workplace for employees to undergo certain things. That's why you have encourage open dialogues with your HR managers or monitors
in the workplace to provide guidance and reassurance. So, if we are going to have people on the hiring scale that don't promote a safe environment to employees, then we are going to constantly have mental issues in the corporate place.
Okay, let's
HR should be the first place that identifies any structural or interpersonal issues that employees are having.
okay, let's break it down a bit. Let's break it down a bit so that everybody can understand it. So if an employee comes to me and says, I'm in an abusive relationship, right? These are the measures that I can take. You understand? These are the offers that I can give you. I understand? But if you come to me and say, such and such is driving a Rolls Royce and I don't like it, as an as a HR, how should I even advise you on that? Because when your feelings are more personal, and you're comparing yourself to a certain individual, which has nothing to do with the workplace. But Manj, if you're gonna tell me that you are experiencing abuse or you are experiencing something out of the workplace, then I have a structure that I can offer you with, okay, take this session or do that, do that. Understand? But if it's nothing that has to do with work or that type of personal stuff, then as an HR, I don't have to care. I need to tell you the truth. I don't have to care. Understand? If you're gonna say such and such is disrupting you because they're playing too loud music too loudly or whatever, or they're speaking too loudly, or their comments are not appropriate, then no way that we can deal with. But if you're gonna come to me and say you have a problem with such and such, not really a problem, but you're competing with such and such because they're driving a Bentley, then that's a different avenue. You get me?
Yeah, basically, I can't fight your fights outside of my job.
Exactly. Exactly. If you are being abused at home, or if you feel ukuthi you are lacking financially and you don't know how to manage your finances, this is the person that I can refer you to, who's within the company, who will assist you with your finances.
And
This is
now
what
I
you
am
need to.
obligated. Now I am obligated because I'm the one you think I will assist you in that offense. No.
Exactly. That's why I will come and try to save you in a way.
Mm.
But if it's such and such wearing this, or their personality is like this, then that's a you problem. That's a
Yeah.
you problem.
Yeah. True. Yeah. It's my right to say no. It's my right to not be
Well, thank
involved.
you guys. Thank you so much. Can we move to the next question? I think we've really ironed out the first two topics, and I think we are going to keep going in circles if we carry on like this. So the next prompt on the board is can't a woman's outfit just be an expression rather than an invitation?
No. We are going to look at the facts. How
Yeah.
you addressed is how you will be addressed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For
Thank
instance,
you. Ghost.
if
How
I
you
have a
how you
daughter
gonna be
and
addressed?
she wants to work out with a 3 centimeter wearing a G-string underneath that, I'll have a problem with that as a father, because I know how other male species think. I don't want them to look at you as a sexual object, but I want you, when you step in, like in a room or when you are walking, I want them to respect you. And there's a certain way to look beautiful and sexy without revealing so much.
Mm.
I like that. Can we also, okay, guys, before anybody else submits, can we welcome Gabaza to the panel?
Hello, Kabaza.
Gabaza, hi. Uba no omamela $1 million puss. Okay. Gabaza. Hi, Gabaza. Okay, I don't know what's happening with Ukabaza, but I'm sure as soon as you are able to speak, please do speak to us. Kabaza ungasizisti. Okay, anybody else who would like to submit quickly? Okay, Mpenzi, you've been quiet for quite a bit. Can you please, and I can see your comment in the comment section that you have a lot to say. Please come along, darling. Say it.
How is it that this statement people interpret it to just revealing clothes? Because half the time when people talk about clothes and people or women and clothes, people usually just go to the clothes are revealing. How is that the one thing that people wind up talking about? Because some people just have, I don't want to say a weird sense of style half the time, but like if you went to places like Bram and stuff like that, people have a different sense of style and they're still covered up. And are
Oh,
we
very
still
covered up.
and are we still going to say you're going to address you the way you are dressed? Because they're covered up. Like the other time, couldn't done a big petty primer stove as part of their outfit.
But the point, Mpezi, is ukuthi not in my office. Your promise off and your whatever
No,
else.
but like we're not talking about your office anymore. We are now talking about everyday life.
Normal. Even like manje, nini, it was last week, one of the ranks, like Jobek, I saw it on TikTok. Amantombazane latte efaka ama-short, abafaka ama-bum short and whatever. You know, the taxi guys, they said, angithi ngifuna ukuthi sinibone, ngifuna ukuthi sinibuke. So they literally took off their pants because ufuna ukubukwa wena. So you know how the taxi guys are. But then that's what
Look,
happened last week.
let me
Alexander.
let me tell you a fact about men. I'm not gonna make it about taxi drivers or all that, but I'm gonna tell you about men, and I'm gonna come from a man's perspective. And if there's any man, I'm allowed or I'm open to be corrected. But now look at this. No? There's a certain outfit that speaks volumes without even you saying anything. Understand? Mawufika e-taxi rank ugqoke i-bum short and uveza amaqhekeza wempundu ngesixhosa. That's what we say. Now, now as a man, looking at the whole scenario, you are passing. What's the first impression that's gonna come into my mind? What's the first thought? XC, I wanna do that. Because look at the thighs, look at that crack ass type of thing. Understand? That's because you're wearing like that. But now take the very same woman, put them in a dress, a long dress that covers everything. Understand? For me, I will wonder as a man, wow, okay, if I was to approach this certain woman, this is the manner that I need to come with. I need to be respectful because I'm trying to win. Understand? But if you're wearing a bum short already, I can tell you, okay, you're trying to make a statement. And that statement in my mind, I'm going to try to reach that. You understand? Sometimes you might be wearing an outfit based on that's how you're feeling on that day. But you need to understand when you leave that gate or when you exit that gate, there's going to be a whole lot of judgment based on what you are wearing. Understand? So hence I'm saying which is very important you dress how you want to be addressed. If you're feeling sexy and you get those comments as a hey, we sexy vandag, don't be surprised. Don't. Because that's how you are dressing.
Can I just say something? As much as you can't speak on behalf of all men, as even though you are yourself a man. But
hence I said I'm open to be corrected by other men.
Individual experience does not equate to universal representation. That is
Okay, asidlule lapho handsome ushilo nje
As a man,
okay, ushilo. Can we not dwell on the small, like ushilo ukuthi
Are
he
you in a
stands to be
relationship,
corrected.
handsome?
Ngobi.
it's a
That's not,
single.
no,
It's a
that's a
single
very invasive question. You can't just rock up with it. Handsome.
Ushilo Ghost Uguti, he
you know how I
stands
look
to
at
be
everything.
corrected. No, Ghost, can I just finish?
Yeah.
Ushilo Ghost Uguti, he stands to be corrected. So this is your opportunity to oppose what he just said. He didn't say he's definitely speaking for other men. He said he stands to be corrected by other men on this panel. So please submit your rebuttal.
What I'm failing upon on, especially if you're saying I must submit my rebuttal, and it's upon in the light of interruption, which I would impose my response and fail to clearly articulate my points, and there is no eminence of respectful communication from what I've seen. So I would withhold for now.
With that note being taken, handsome, what you're saying is very correct that there is no respect, guys, especially Ghost Nongobi. And I've noticed that this evening we've been big on interjecting while somebody else is making their submission. Can we please allow, no matter how many questions we have, if you have a question, pose it in the comment section. But can we allow a person to make the submission from start to finish without interjecting? Because when you guys make your submissions, you make your submissions freely. So can we also have the same? So now I don't want to end up policing people and saying akulumelo, ne? But can we please be respectful when somebody else is making a submission? Let them finish. No matter how much that question is burning inside of you, let them finish.
Yebo, hayi siyaxolisa bandla, siyaxolisa.
Siyabonga. Okay, can we just take this time to welcome Uleilos to the panel?
Thank you guys for welcoming me. I think I just want to say something to Ghost, in addition to what he said, as a man. I think Ghost is right, absolutely right. I'm speaking from a man perspective, and this is what we usually talk about as men. We talk about it as the probability of, some of my friends will understand the probability of getting it and how you are revealing it. In a sense that if you are too revealing, in our minds, we think, okay, the probability of getting it is high because she's too revealing, which means she's really actively looking for it, So if you are dressed half, obviously you are telling us that the probability of getting it is high. If you are covered all to the bottom, it's kind of like a difficult thing for me to choose between you and that one who's half, because it's like the probability. It all boils down to the probability of getting it in our minds as men. So what we see will tell us whether the quickest one is this one or that one. So just like Ghost was saying, I support him 100%. And that's what most men will choose in certain circumstances. Like if you go out to a nightclub and then there's the other one who's wearing tight jeans that are all the way down there, and then the other one is half. I'm telling you, the one who's half will get more, will be approached more as opposed to the one who's fully dressed. But it all boils down to the probability of getting it. So if it's exposed, men are likely going to the easiest one. And that's what I can say in support of Ghost. I really agree with you.
Okay, can we have a lady make a submission? Benzi, you have not spoken in quite a bit. Thank you for your submission, Leilos.
So, you guys seriously think women buy clothes, get dressed with you guys in mind? Like, it's such an insane thing to say, right? So, you guys would go to the beach and judge people wearing bikinis?
Okay, can I say
Because
something,
Can
guys?
also,
I answer
no,
that?
this is
Guys,
disrespectful.
I asked nicely, ukuthi siyeke abantu. The next time somebody just interjects on somebody else's submission, they will be dropped.
No, I thought she was asking a question because the way she
She
Yes,
said
but
was
it.
I'm
Hence
not
why I
done.
asked.
She's not done. If you have a rebuttal, please raise your hand in the comment section.
And also, you
Oh, I thought she
cannot
asked
be.
a question.
Yo, Slim, no, bruh.
Okay,
Also,
please, when you're done, please say some pains because you did pause like you were done there for a second. So please, when you're asking a question and you're done, please indicate that now you actually want people to chime in.
okay, cool. So, just to carry on with my point, there is no way that you guys are blaming your perverted minds on other people. It's you that has a rotten mind that walks around thinking that she's just like that. I can get it. There is no way. With that logic, it means that all the church ladies, all the Muslim girlies would not have been going through the same things that women that wear skimpy clothes go through. You can now go ahead.
Okay, look, listen. I'm trying to bring you in a world whereby we're telling you how things are. Okay? There are some group of men who won't say it out loud, and there's some group of men that will say it out loud, right? Now, I want you to look at this. Ultimate Shela, abashili personality yakho. The first time they got attracted to you is how you look. Could be your face, could be your body, right? And then the rest will follow. So, hence I'm saying, Wuti, look. And also the third one, it can be how you are dressed and to the way going on. It will say it will speak volumes. Understand? But now you as a woman to say with men are perverted like that. Nah, men are we are visual creatures, whether you like it or not. I don't care how you put it. We are visual creatures. We like what we see, we go for it. And then afterwards, we'll think about it. After having a conversation with you, we will know whether what we want from you. Either I want a relationship or either I want to hit and pass. Understand? But how you are looking like could be your face, could be how you dressed, it could be whatever. And so there's something attracted me to you. That's how men are. It's an attraction thing. It's like we are visual creatures. And so
Can I add
that's
something on
my
what you
take on
Okay.
it.
said? Can I add
Well,
something on
guys,
what you said?
before we go further, ne, can I just express this one thing? Ne? We are talking about what your presentation says to the next person right now as a lady, ne, or what or other people perceive as an invitation. Can we please stay strictly away from grape?
Hence I'm
We are not.
saying,
Wait, I'm saying it in the comment section, right?
oh, okay.
That's why I'm saying, can we strictly stay away from topics of grape? That is not what we are addressing here tonight. We do not want to go down that rabbit hole. We are strictly talking about the things that are on the board. No grape conversations. And I know Guti, when Ben mentioned men being perverted, I know the conversation does tend to trickle over into things like your grape and stuff like that. We are anybody who mentions grape, please refrain. But
Right.
anyway, continue.
So here's what
Okay.
I'm saying. There's look, the conversation will be different. And then take two women. Take the one that is wearing a legging, for instance, a loosey legging, and that legging it just shows everything, the shape, everything, see through, whatever, and so on. And then take a woman who is wearing it's either a dress or a skinny jean sack, right? Do you understand the from a man's point of view? The conversation will never be the same. I'm talking from a man's perspective now. The conversation will never be the same. I will never talk to a girl that is wearing a palm short, showing her butt cheeks, the same way as a woman who's wearing a dress. the conversation will never be the same. The intentions will never be the same. Understand? You are showing me all of this already in my mind. I will look at you as a certain object with, oh shit, you showing all of this, okay? It means that my chances of hitting it are very high. And then with the woman that is wearing a dress, I will look at her and say, sheesh, I need to pull up my socks here because clearly she's not easy. Hence, it goes back to what we said, but how you address is how you will be addressed. For you as a woman, you are comfortable. That's how you are feeling at that moment. That's what you wanted to wear. Fair enough, away. But now you need to understand, in a man's world, it's different. Like it's a different message. From a man's world, it's a different message. Understand? Regardless on how you're feeling on that day, but from a man's world, it's different because we're getting two different signals here. She's wearing a dress, she's wearing a pump short. She's revealing, she is not revealing. I understand. Two different approaches will happen here.
Can I add on what you said? Right, because of the women, they think we are perverts. No, I don't think we are pervert. You cannot
Nah, they
trigger
don't get
men.
it. It's fine.
That's
Tina is
very nice
Amachita, there's a
yeah,
okay,
because one
sorry,
thing
yeah.
I've realized about women tend to sexualize themselves. When we do it, they complain. They call us as pervert. You cannot walk around with bum shots and all that. First of all, I'm a man. I'm gonna be triggered as well, right? It's oftentimes they'll say, like, for example, I wouldn't go at the poor area looking flesh, right? Because I know people are hungry. There's high chance of crime. Me coming there, flexing. I'm always being my tiger. It's like, here, look at me. I'm being a tiger because
It's an
people are
open
hungry.
invitation,
Yeah,
yes.
it's an open invitation for them to take from me because I invited them. But if I dress Sabil, they don't see that I have money and all that. They might not harm me or do anything to me because they don't know. I don't represent myself that way. But then again, some of you guys, yes, we have problems in the world. But you said I wasn't talking about grape. I'm not gonna speak about that. But in general, I feel like women should take responsibility. There's no way you say you dress for yourself when you know you're gonna get attention from men. Come on, let's not lie
So
to ourselves. And men are not perverts. You guys
so
trigger me.
so so listen. If it's my daughter, let's say my daughter is wearing something that is revealing. As a father, I will tell her, would you know, don't dress like that. That's because I understand how men think. I understand how men think. I don't want any man to look at my child as a sex object. I don't want that. Understand? I'd rather have her wearing a certain outfit. When she steps out, men will look at her and have that level of respect. You understand? That's where I'm coming from. If I had a daughter, that's how I would want it. Would babe, I'd rather have men respect you than men looking at you as a sexual object. That's me. I understand. If you are indoors and you decide to wear your palm short, you're my daughter, it's fine. I wouldn't look at you that way. I wouldn't even think or feel a certain way. I've seen you. So it's fine if you are indoors. But the moment you go outdoors looking like that, I'll have a problem. Because I know for a fact that men will not look at you the way that I look at you as a father. Understand? That's me. That's my take. But as a woman, you can wear whatever that you want. But trust me, you will have different opinions, different approaches based on how you are dressed.
Can I just weigh in on that, right? I am not
Mhm.
saying I don't justify men being perverts in any way, shape, or form, right? However, I feel like as a woman, we need to understand that men are visual creatures. I know I'm not going to be.
Exactly.
Whoa, I'm not done. You're getting great. I think the biggest thing, ne, we as women need to understand that men are visual creatures. So nobody's saying don't go out, go wearing your palm short. We know that you're not doing it for a male gaze, your palm short, ne? However, because of the knowledge that you have, be willing to stand for whatever happens, Maupuma dressed in the way that you are dressed.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, even not just men, even Tina as a woman, there are things that will make you weaker. Then just the problem comes when somebody decides to act on it in an in a bad way, right? But at the end of the day, can we also understand that if you are going to be showing your gorgeous thighs ezimhlophe ngathi angazi zigeza ngobisi to a man in public, there will be some kind of temptation that you are invoking in this individual.
Exactly.
And are you able, and don't get, and here's the thing, we can't get angry at the fact that this man feels a certain way by what they see, but we can get angry at how they react to what they see.
Exactly.
That we
Kanya, can I speak?
can get angry, and that in as much as you have your emotions and all of that, in as much as you as men have your temptations, or you feel tempted by how a woman dresses, or you are somewhat aroused by what you see when a woman, understand that that does not give you the right to now treat a person a certain way just because of what you see, and to now behave as if this person sent out an invitation to you specifically.
True.
There is no invitation that was sent to you. This person is dressed for themselves, with themselves. They weren't dressed for ukuthi wena azochaza wena lo muntu lo. You understand? You need to also get that into your head with your sticks, with yourself. And that's where self-control is a thing. Because again, this thing of getting
Discipline.
aroused and what thing, it's a two-way street. It's not just men that can get aroused by women. We as women too can get aroused by men, but we don't act on it.
Exactly. And there's
So
some men that will
again,
look at you
how
and
you
say,
feel
hey,
is one thing, but how you act on what you feel is a whole other ball game. But
no,
yes, and
that's true.
Handsome
That's
wanted
true.
to say something. Pardon?
I'm saying that's true.
And I get it. I see in the comment sections it's a diabolical take. Well, that's the life that we are living, unfortunately.
Me, I always pose this question to men to say that
Ghost, if
if
you
you
are
had a
going to
daughter,
allow it to speak, you can't have, as much as you
no,
are
no, no,
going
no,
to
no,
have
no,
an
you will
opinion
speak.
about everything.
I'm not challenging anyone.
Ghost Stella,
But okay, sorry.
it's who basiyacela baba siyacela. Handsome, you've been wanting to make a submission.
Thank you. Kanya, it was also a problematic thing for even Ghost to speak for all men. You know, as much as I'm an academia, but he can't speak for all of us. You know, the idea that women now must change their behavior or appearance to accommodate men, because now men are these visual creatures. It's a policing and controlling behavior. And this mindset, it reinforces gender inequality. And for us to even say that there is a shift of responsibility from male behavior onto women rather than promoting respect and personal accountability. So, expecting now women to alter their dress actions and self expressions to suit men or males is a preference of social policing. And
Nah, 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 nah,
men
nah.
cannot regulate their own responsibilities.
Can I ask you a question, Handsome?
But wait, sorry, before you go on, Lelos, can I just clarify something? Handsome, I did not say that it's now. I think you didn't listen. Did you listen to my whole submission, or did you hear that part and click out and switch off? Handsome.
Yes, Kanya.
Yeah, Buzguti, did you listen to my whole submission, or is that the only part that you heard? When I
You,
mentioned the part where I mentioned that men are visual creatures, is that all that you heard, or did you hear the whole submission?
for me, your whole statement or subject, it was a subject to arbitrary judgment, and it was a subject on how to control based on women. on how women should now go about portraying themselves in public.
Okay, because I also did mention the part where, in as much as we are aware that men are visual creatures, what you feel versus what you do, what
Two
you can
different
feel
things.
aroused by what I'm wearing. But at the end of the day, that does not necessarily mean that now you must now come and act in a certain way. Yes, you feel like a girl in a turn on, but control that and put and pack that away. Is what I meant. Is what I said basically in not so many words.
Let's do this.
Well,
Handsome, Daluchola Smile. And I believe Daluchola, you have a couple of exes, Smile. And those exes that you have, or the person that you are dating presently, you didn't go to them based on their personality. Nah. You saw what you saw. That's what she's saying, visual creatures. That's what we are. You saw what you saw, and whatever impressed you, impressed you. Until before you even uttered a word to her. It could be her face, it could be her ears, eyes,
And then when you're
body.
done, can I just take the time to acknowledge the new panelists, snap, but continue?
Okay, now that's good. So what I'm saying is that Mfethu, Lalela, whether you like it or not, and I totally understand where you are coming from with your points, but what I'm saying is that, buddy, Cheetah, Joe, you saw a girl, you liked a certain thing about her, before you even spoken to her, before you even thought of attack, you saw something, you liked it, then you went to her, and your approach was based on whatever that you liked. Understand? So that's why she's saying that we as men are visual creatures, but how we decide to act on it is totally up to us. Understand? I can see Ukelo into a palm short with a feathers. I'll be there to say, God damn, she has a feathers. And that's where it will end. I won't do anything. I won't attack. I won't make you feel less. Like I won't say certain comments. Understand? We'll just end between me and Machita and then we let it go. That's what she is saying to you. But at the end of the day, as Amachita Smiley, we are visual. And you can never tell me that you went to a Han based on a personality yakhe. You don't even know this person. Lo muntu lo umbone moli, what decided ukumshela. The moment you decided ukuthi uyamshela Smiley, there's certain things that you noticed about this person and you concluded, and then when you got there, it was either it proved you right or wrong. Either way. I understand.
Ghost, can
So
I answer you?
yeah.
Okay, firstly, we're going to pull up a notion that you are making frivolously. Men, that you're saying men are creatures. Inherently, that's driven by instincts to justify certain behaviors, which is very
True.
misleading.
It's not
It's
misleading, but
it's
it's true.
very it's to me it dehumanizes men, and you're now
Nah. Priam.
Yebo,
I don't care
you
what you're
are
about to say
for you
right now
are
because
for
it's
Jona.
invalid for me. Wait,
Madam.
wait. I'm gonna ask you a question right
Okay,
now.
guys, before it becomes a back and forth between the two of you, I did ask for an opportunity to welcome the two new panelists who have just joined.
Okay,
They
welcome them.
also have opinions that they would also like to share. And please, again, Ghost, ngicela ukukhuza okokugcina ngokungenelela umuntu makasubmit.
Okay.
Ne? And then yeah, Ntabi, no, the group you joined first, right? Wait, Ntabi, your group. Sorry, guys, who joined first?
I joined first, but Tabi is actually welcome to speak.
Thank you. Kantona, why do you have a different accent with your different accounts? When you're Kolani, you don't sound like this, but we're not there. Ntabi, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
I'm good. Good. Glad to have you back on the panel after a while.
Thank you. So, yeah, I didn't hear most of the submissions, so I will just respond based on what I heard recently and also on what I see here written
Okay.
as a topic. So,
All right.
yeah, so I personally, and this is my personal opinion, I personally think and believe that dress code plays a huge impression. The way you dress makes a huge difference. And I'm saying this based on my personal experience. The way I dress when I go to work, one day I decide to dress like this, tomorrow I decide to dress like this. I get totally different views. When I go out on Saturday, when I dress like this and when I dress like that, going to the same place, totally different. I know when I want to go out and get attention, what I'm supposed to dress, how I'm supposed to look. So it does play a huge a huge role, and it does have an impact on how certain individuals perceive you, and this is based on my personal experience. And yeah, I agree with people who are saying that, you know, when you look at the lady, the first thing you look at, it's not their personality. You don't know their personality. It's not their background. It's not this. It's not that. It's the way they look at that time, and that something there will attract you, and you will go to them. So the first impression, you know, before you can even say hi, something must draw you to that person. So it does make a huge difference. And I know that when I'm at work, I have to dress in a certain way. There are things that I cannot dress when I cannot wear when I go to work because of the work that I do. And there are things that I cannot wear when I go to certain places. And on weekends, there are things that I wear when I go to certain events. And when I go to the malls, I'm totally a different person. But yeah, I think it was, I'm not sure who said that, but definitely the way you look, the way you dress, it makes a huge difference. And I don't think anyone can, because I'm experiencing that myself. When I want attention, I know how I'm supposed to look, and I will get attention. And when I want to fit into a certain place, I know how I'm supposed to look also. So if I want to be sexy, I can be sexy. I know these guys will come, and certain type of guys. If I want to attract a certain level, I know how I'm supposed to dress. So it does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. It's everything. Before someone can even say, "What's your name? Can I have your number?" Already they looked at you. You know, you can see that. You know, you can see, and no offense, but I'm just gonna be blunt. You can see when someone is dressed like they're still trying to find their feet. You know, and you can see, especially with women, I'm going to talk about women because I'm a woman. You know, when you look at certain women, and you can see Aksha ngathi bambolekile impahla lona, because the shoe does not match with this and does not match with this, like there's no combination. It's like, you know, a situation where you're like, hey, I've got a dress but I don't have a bag, or I don't have this, can you borrow me your weave, can you borrow, you can see there's no combination, right? And you can see where someone is classy and when someone is sexy and someone is a trash, right? So
But do you think it's fair to go on ukuthi umuntu ubolekile impahla or
you're
ini?
not telling
I
them,
don't
right?
know. Don't you think
No,
that's classism?
That's a
that's
different
why
thing.
that's why I said no offense, because I know that these questions will come. But I wanted to be blunt so that you can understand. I didn't want to sugarcoat it. But remember, you are not telling that person.
Being blunt doesn't necessarily mean being rude, type saying. I'm just saying.
Am I being rude when I say someone looks like a trash? Am I being rude?
Nope.
Yeah, because that's what I said.
Nitpicking at somebody's outfit, a person you can see what this bag is when it's not coordinated. The way it's coordinated will tell you what look. That is rude, though.
But
No,
who am
but
I telling? Who am I
that's
being
a
rude to?
that's a
Because that's
view.
my
That's a
thought.
personal point of view.
Her personal point of view, fair enough, but it can be harmful because what if mina ngilakule phane nami
But she
ngibolekiwe
didn't
ibhegi?
say it
No,
out loud. That's the
but
thing.
I'm
She will
saying
look
that
at
will be
you.
my thought. and I'm not telling the person. That's what's happening in my mind. How am I being rude?
I
Exactly.
am Razi, but hey, thinking like that also is disturbing. But okay,
That's my
continue.
thinking. You can't control my thinking.
That's how she
But like calling
processes
a
what
person,
she's
if
seeing.
saying somebody's
I'm
looking
not
trashy,
calling
that's
someone.
disrespect.
I
That's a
am thinking
disrespectful
about it.
thought.
No, but I mean, you've also been
Hayi
in
ghost,
situations
please, hayi
whereby
ghost,
you judge
awume
the
kancane,
person.
ghost, awume kancane, awume ghost. Thabiseni, carry on.
No, because I don't want to offend anyone. That's why I'm asking, how is it being rude if that is my thinking? How is the rudeness? I'm not telling anyone. I am thinking, I'm saying this person is classy, this person is elegant, this one looks like a trash, and this is in my mind. How is that being rude? Am I being rude to myself? Because
Hey,
it's only me
okay,
who knows
okay.
that.
Sorry, I missed the part where you said you keep it in your mind. I thought you actually say it out loud. Okay, pardon me for that. But hey, yeah, that mindset is very classist. Hey.
Okay, all right. We are clear about that. All right. So, um, you can actually when I say you, I'm talking about me. I can actually look at someone. I don't know whether it's wrong or right. Not telling them, I can say, even with a woman, I can, in my mind, like, oh, she looks so sexy, she look beautiful, she looks so classy, she look elegant. So just by the way she looks, and some people they look like that, immediately they open their mouth. It's the opposite. But remember, before you can even listen to their mind, it's more like you are scanning them, and you look at this. Someone said you look and you say, damn, this one has an S. Exactly, because that's his thinking. And we can't control how people think. We can only, how they act is something else. But how they think, you can't do anything, whether you like it or not. People will think the way they like. So definitely, I'm saying how you look, how you dress, it makes a difference, and I can see it, especially in the workplace. There are people that you want this person to join the team, but the way they dress, you are like, mm-mm. But you can't go and tell them that it's because of the dress code. And people will say it's unfairness. I don't care. It's the reality. It might be unfair. Life is unfair, but the reality is those things happen. There is a lady that was very good with whatever she's doing and all that, but she had so many tattoos. I think my time is up. Is it my time? Oh, okay. I had some. She had so many tattoos that you can see, and because we are meeting with clients, when we discuss, you say she's very good, and people say, "Aye, but those tattoos." No, she can't be meeting clients with those tattoos. For example, I used to have 3 gold teeth, 3 in the front. And every time I talk to people in meetings, I can see they're not even listening to me. You can see they're looking at my mouth going up and down. And then as I grow, I realized, oh, it's the gold teeth. And I took them out. There was just a switch. So, guys, how you look, it makes a huge difference. Thank you.
Okay, I love the fact that
Can I
you went
respond?
back to yourself. Yeah, okay, shortly. I love the fact that you also took that scrutiny and you pointed it back to yourself. So I can say that your opinion was very candid. Okay, nami ngikumisjudgile. Ngibona ngathi you are judging people and not taking that judgment and reflecting it back on yourself. So yes, I can respect you for that, Ntabi. Handsome, please respond. After you respond, can we welcome with the group no Vanessa? They also joined the panel.
You know, Kanye, true professionalism and class are reflected when we are not judging or excluding team members based on their attire. This notion of we are valuing employees' skills and contribution and character due to their appearance is very bad.
Not just on an employee level, because again, I think we've exhausted the workspace conversation, but in general, I do find it disturbing to nitpick at what somebody is wearing, and they're not because they are provocatively dressed, but because they are not at the standard that you deem acceptable. I find that very disturbing. But again, to each their own. The group.
Tanya, Tanya,
Yeah, where?
Yes.
before the grid came, I don't know if you guys have. There was a story that was going around with a woman that was actually fired from a school because of her dress code. Because they said no, it's you can't be dressed like this as a teacher. I don't know if you've seen that. She was dressed very like sexy, I would put it that way, and she's an African woman, and she would dress very nice. But personally, I don't think it's nice for her to be standing in front of the kids and teaching them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if anyone
Like
has seen that
that, you know
story.
what? Like that personally in workspaces, yes, that there's a way that we need to be professional. Mina into any pigisa is okay, rather I wouldn't say any pigisa because again it's your personal opinion and your personal thought. I would just say it's very it's not I don't deem it acceptable to judge somebody ukuthi ugqoke ini as in ukuthi manje sowubheke nelisila lakhe ukuthi ugqokeni nokuthi what she's wearing, how did they combine the outfit, where they combined. I find that very
Kanya,
nasty. But yeah,
Kanya,
can we take
Kanya.
the time?
There's one thing that you are missing.
Even
Okay.
if it's in your thoughts only, I find that
No,
weird. Personal.
wait,
Angithi
no, no,
ngithemini.
wait. Look. NdingumXhosa Joe, ane. This is my house, and I'm having an event. And in my house, there's a certain way that women dress. It's my house, understand? And if you decide that you're gonna attend this event, you need to honor it. You understand? If I say women are not allowed to come dressing in miniskirt, you can't be wearing a miniskirt in this certain event because my beliefs is I'm honoring 1, 2, 3. So you can't come looking like that. Understand? Now, let's take the very same concept. Let's put it in the workplace. Now,
I can see a workplace
okay,
kanye, guys.
I say, all right. Okay,
We've
no,
been dissecting the
Masiek.
workplace. Eh?
All right, now we can leave it. But what I'm saying is
When we
that
explore other spaces in life.
no, it's okay. But
The reason why we keep revisiting the same concept is because you have the same people interpreting the same statements, raising the same points with the same examples. So you're not getting
that's that's because in to the conversation, it's more of a principle thing more than anything, and we can use so many relevant examples. Workspace, personal space, doesn't matter, dog. It's the same concept. It's the same principle. You understand? Don't take the situation as it is, but take the principle behind it. Understand? Even if you can take it to why do men look at women in a certain way, bruh, there's a principle behind it. The very same principle that you can incorporate whether you're at home or you are at a working environment. It's the same principle. It's not about the situation, it's the principle behind it. And if you don't get it, then I forget about it in fun. Understand?
Right. Thank you for your submission. Ghost, can we move on to Xolani? Xolani, sicela wenza submission yakho baba.
I am the grip.
Hey, no, we need to talk about your personality disorder, but that's our private thing. Sizokhuluma. Your multiple personalities are driving me crazy. Sengibona ngathi morning.
Who puts it out? Yeah, he's the one that just from day
But
one.
anyway, Xolani.
From day one, Putsi, I was like, this is that person. Anyways, guys,
Inkinga yimina, it's fine, I accept. Inkinga yimina, wena right ngama personality wakho about 20, it's fine, yimi inkinga.
Well, Sasha, make your submission, please, sir.
Okay, who should I be today?
Ngubize ngobani kanti mina?
Oh, Olan. Okay, all right,
Yes.
cool. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna go to the board because then we're gonna go right back to stuff that we've discussed already. I'm just gonna take it from where we are, and as always, my submissions are 70%.
Actually, you can start it by answering the prompt. Can't a woman's outfit just be an expression rather than an invitation? But yeah, you can take it from there and carry on with your point.
Can't a woman's outfits just be an expression rather than an invitation? It can. It can. Definitely. 100%. Because, for example, if it's a sunny day, it's a Sunday, you're going to the beach or you're going to the park, you've got your lovely summer dress with flowers and your straw hat and your sandals, that's an expression. But when you put on bum shorts and then walk around in town or at the mall, what is your expression? Because when we say we are expressing something, we're taking something from the inside and we are now externalizing it. Number one, when you're wearing bum shorts, you can't see your own bum. So when you're in public with your bum hanging out, you can't see it. So how can you say you're wearing it for yourself when you can't see your bum? Who's looking at the bum? Because straight women sure as hell don't give a damn about your bum. Yeah, they'll see your bum, but they don't care. My question to you is, who is looking at those bums that you are saying you are expressing? Not you, you can't see it. Not other females, they're not interested in your bum. Who is looking at your bum? So that's an invitation. Even if you might try to label it as an expression, because then what are you expressing? You are expressing an invitation. I'm not trying to police women. I'm not trying to tell women how to dress. I'm speaking the truth. I am literally saying if you put maize meal in front of a wolf, the wolf will walk past the maize meal. But if you put a slab of meat in front of the wolf, because it is in the wolf's nature to be drawn to the steak, it would depend on whether the wolf wants to eat that piece of steak or not. But will it be drawn to it? Yes. But it will only decide once its attention has been drawn to it. Now, the problem that is now infecting the fabric of society is that men are now being taught to ignore something that is natural. Understand that if men were not attracted to women, mankind would come to an end. If we didn't like the bum, everybody would eventually die, and that would be the end of life. Now, what we understand is that in the human brain, in the mind, in the prefrontal cortex, just behind the prefrontal cortex, you have what is called a reward system in the mind. I'm telling you about features in the brain now. And sexual attraction is part of the reward system because the dopamine receptors in the brain are able to interpret sexual arousal. When you are engaging in sexual activities, it's not because you're actually enjoying it. Your mind fires, it's dopamine. Your mind fires that dopamine to trick you into enjoying it because your body and mankind as a community, as a collective, depends on the man's attraction to the female's physical body. So now we're being labeled as perverts. Now we're being told, close your eyes. Now we've been told not to look. This is, it's life sciences before it is psychology. Understand that it is life science before it is psychology. Because if as men we did not find women's physical features attractive, mankind would come to an end. Now, when we digress from the main topic that we're discussing today, and we look at perverts and we look at grape, that's when we lose the plot. It's not what we're talking about today. What we are talking about today is a woman wearing revealing clothing an invitation? Yes, it is an invitation because the physical parts of your body that you are now showing are the physical parts that attract the masculine towards the feminine to reproduce. You're putting him in his natural element. And what you're doing is you're doing it in public. So you are then going to attract an even bigger number. I'm just going to make one last point before I land. One last point. As you know, guys, 70% of my submission is always based on my personal experience. Because anything else, you can go and type it on a Google search. I'm not a Google search. I'm here, I'm a person, so I'll tell you about my life experiences. As Uxolani Mkhize, see the women that wear skimpy clothes? Easy targets. Easy targets. Of all the women that I've smashed in my life, the easiest targets were the ones that were wearing the skimpy clothes. You see the ones that wear, we can cover their body. She'll only let you smash if she wants you to smash it. But you see the ones that wear skimpy clothes. I am being honest based on my life. Growing up, it's not something I'm proud of, but I'm telling you the truth. Women who wear skimpy clothes were my easiest targets. You know why? Because they didn't have their walls up. You see, if a man is not sure if he can smash you, it affects his confidence because he's challenged. But if you're already revealing, and he is already aroused, it boosts his confidence because there is the impression that you don't have your walls up. So when he steps up to you with such a high level of confidence that he's going to knock it out the park 80% of the time. I'm talking about my personal experience. Anyways, guys, I don't want to speak for long. I'm sure a lot of other people have something to say. Handsome.
All right. Thank you for your submission, the grip. And as a woman, I know women are going to hate me for this, but I couldn't agree more. Anywho, can we move and we welcome Vanessa to the panel? Hi, Vanessa, my baby's godmother. How godmother? Vani?
She's probably sleeping, you know.
Hi, Vanessa wangiphoxa sithandwa sami, and I was looking forward to hearing what you're gonna say. But anyway, let's let Handsome make his submission. He's been burning in the comment section.
Hey, hi, Kanye. You know, Grip always says a lot. You know, more like the attention or such clothing might provoke and not a matter of dopamine or biological impulse justification. But this is rather than the socially constructed interpretations that should not override respect for personal boundaries. There should be a clear recognizing of how clothing is an expression of a woman. We are challenging, or there's a clear challenging of victim blaming of narratives that is happening. And now, what we are doing, we are creating or reinforcing unethical standards and creating justifications for that. When a woman wears a bum short, it shouldn't be an invitation.
for any attention. Her deciding her clothing, it communicates comfort for her. It's her personal style. The reflection of individual autonomy, we are taking away from her. And now we're creating policing behavior. Now, interpreting attire as a signal of availability, we are now reducing a person clothing, and we create or creating this harmful stereotype that she was out there, she wanted me to do this. That's wrong.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay, buddy, look, we are not promoting Uti when a female is wearing whatever, it's out of their, or it's how men look at them. And so a woman is allowed to dress however that they are feeling to wear. Understand? If you feel like looking like Maradona, or you feeling like looking like Kim Kardashian, it's okay. It's genuinely okay. Nobody will judge you of that. That's how you are feeling at that moment. We acknowledge that. But now it comes back to reality. That's where it boils to. Look, there's certain men. Angazi ukuthi wena you're an advocate for women. If you are, aware, bra. I'm also an advocate for women. I don't condone izinto ezenziwa to women. I don't condone rape. I don't condone perversity. I do not condone anything that is wrong. But here's what I'm gonna tell you, Mfana, is that, and I'm talking to you, Njengomjita. I'm talking to you, Njengomjita, in a manner of you've been around gents, you've heard comments. I understand. What I'm saying is that, buddy, look, how a woman is dressed, that's how she's going to be addressed. That's it. She can wear whatever that she's feeling like wearing on that particular day or whatever. But when it comes to a men's world, understand, when it comes to a men's world, it's not about women this time. Leave the women out of it, but let's acknowledge it. Let's acknowledge how they are looking right now. But let's leave their thoughts behind. As Umchitas,